Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Cup.
First of all, I want to start the show by saying a very special happy birthday.
I agree. Happy birthday.
If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. How you doing, everybody? It's Monday afternoon. It's +1. It's almost golf weather. Could we go out and chuck the football on the side grass yet?
Ooh, that's a good
or
question.
Run some sprints? What would that be, a shuttle? Or is the shuttle where you change directions? You could set up a shuttle course for me.
Hey, Maddie, is it green over there yet?
On the side.
Football around out there?
Oh, it's not ready yet.
Update. No, we couldn't. Well, we could.
Who did you? Well, no. You'll tell your tale. So you weren't in Edmonton when that big wind hit yesterday.
No.
It was gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour.
So I've heard. So my yard tells me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walked yesterday just to pick up some groceries. So I walk a few blocks, and it was.
Did you wear a chapeau?
I wore a toque, and
Okay.
I wore my big winter boots because some sidewalks were clear.
It's dangerous out there.
Some were icy, and then there were some that were just giant puddles. And there was even one part of the sidewalk, it was just that thin layer of ice, so you stepped on it, but it was better walking through the puddle in my boots than trying to navigate around the puddle and walking on the ice. And it was crazy windy. Though I think by the time I went, the wind had died down a little. Like if you had a small dog, that dog's gone. That dog's just flying away.
Keep it on a leash.
Come back, Toto.
Toto's gone.
Got to put a little saddle on him with rocks.
Yeah, weigh him down.
Could a small dog, what weight of a dog could actually get lifted by the wind?
Ooh.
Like a 2-pound dog would struggle to walk in the wind, wouldn't it?
Like a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Mind you, is there enough surface area?
To be lifted?
Maybe he'd have to wear one of those ski jumping suits.
Have to get like some sort of webbing.
No, get him a ski jumping suit. They just,
Extra crotch?
yeah, just woof, gone. Yeah, I was driving home from Calgary yesterday.
Jay, why are you injecting that dye into your dog's penis? Well, so he has a more... I hope people remember that story from the Olympics, by
Yes,
the way.
yes.
That's a callback to something from about a month ago.
It's aerodynamics. Better flight. It was windy on my drive home. And we came through a massive storm heading out of Calgary.
All right. Now, first of all, before you... how did the Provincials go?
Oh, they were
You had
great.
2 of your 3 daughters in the provincial tournament?
Yes.
Tournaments?
Both their teams finished 5th. So both of them lost their first game. One won the second, one lost the second, but it was just a different number of teams. But they each came out with a win. Some pretty good basketball down there in Calgary, Reid.
Yeah.
And that's nothing new. The teams down there are just at a different level. But it's a great experience for you and your team. I'm speaking on behalf of my daughters to go down there. And if you want to be the best, well, because the team that my oldest daughter lost to in their first game, they lost by a bit, but they beat everybody by the same amount.
Oh,
They
wow.
were just
Okay.
dominant. They
Okay.
won the provincial title.
And were they a Calgary team? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bow River. And they had 4.
That is one of the rivers in Calgary.
One of.
So they have the Bow River, and the other one, I believe, is the Arrow River.
Fun fact. That Bow River team, now this is U15. So these are 13 and 14-year-old girls. Bow River had 4 girls on their team that were as tall, if not taller than me.
And you're, what, 6'2"-ish?
6'2". We discovered that today.
And they're what, how old?
13. One of them was 13. The other 3 were 14, Reid.
Oh, wow.
Massive human beings.
Right.
So that's just hard to play against. But I love the experience for the girls to go down and play against the best. And you see what it takes, right? Sometimes some of the best lessons are learned through defeat. But it was a fun family weekend. It was fun with the girls and their teams, all that stuff. The water slide was hopping.
Right.
The mini football we brought down got a lot of use. And the food was good. We ate at Nick's Steakhouse.
Oh, how was that?
It was wonderful. I don't think they've changed anything since it came into existence in the 70s. I don't think they've wiped the grill.
Well, very seasoned.
But it was fantastic. It was fun. It was a great weekend. But we drove home yesterday. We left Calgary, and this huge storm was rolling through. And Reid, I don't know if I've driven on worse roads than that. I mean, we're on the number 2, going 20 kilometers an hour. And I mean,
oh my goodness,
you can't see 20 feet in front of you.
Right.
And yet there are still people out there driving that did not have their lights on.
And probably didn't slow down.
No, Reid, it was that bad.
Okay.
You didn't even have the one random a-hole that was just like, in a rush.
I drive 120 no matter what.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was very, very poor weather conditions. But then north of Bowden, it was like summer. It was like up here. But the wind was still there. In fact, the wind was so bad that it reminded me of a Mario Kart game where it looked like all the cars were jockeying for position because they were getting blown around so much. But we were just trying to keep it in the lane. It was good, though. Good weekend. Good trip.
And you'll have more to talk about this a little bit later on.
Well, I got a lot to talk about, and that's going to be during Fired Up at 5 o'clock.
As usual, you found something that wasn't satisfactory.
Oh,
See, as usual, I make it sound like you're the bitchiest person alive.
Reid, that's fine.
Only top 10.
That's fine. I will say that the facility that we played in for some of the games was it was laughably bad in terms of player safety.
For the level of tournament that you were... Well, maybe for anybody. Even Jablonski's team.
Yeah,
even
Jablonski.
Even the St. Vincent School for Poorly Coordinated Boys.
No, it'd be worse for them because they're poorly coordinated.
They're all over the place.
They're all over the place. They could have flew headfirst into a bench. We'll talk about that. I saw a UFO, but we'll get on to other things.
You just slide that in. I saw a UFO.
Oh, well, I did.
Did you see an extraterrestrial being?
I sent Coop a video.
You saw a UAP, as they're called now, unidentified aerial phenomena.
Reid, it was an unidentified flying object to me.
Okay.
So I saw with my own eyes on Thursday night driving down to Calgary a UFO, and I have a video of it. I'm going to show it at 5.
So the Bow River kind of goes north-south and then juts off east-west. Or I guess it would be coming out of the mountains, so it would flow. So which is the better river? I texted some of my friends who live in Calgary. Which is the better river, Bow or Elbow? I texted 3 people I know who live in Calgary. We'll see what replies I get.
Okay.
Is the Bow the bigger one?
I think the Bow is the main one. The Bow is the one that flows like just on the north side of downtown.
Okay.
And along like the Stampede grounds.
Okay.
I think that the Bow is the one, or no, I think they both flooded back when that happened. So it's the Bow and the Elbow.
The Bow is the big one?
The Bow is the bigger one.
Does the Elbow go into the Bow?
I would imagine at some point the Bow and the Elbow meet.
Oh, no, wait. The Elbow goes into...
Or is the Elbow just a jut out from the Bow that eventually reconnects?
I don't know.
And then there's the Little Bow, if I'm not mistaken.
In Calgary?
Possibly.
I didn't know that. No, Calgary... I mean, like a lot of cities, they're based around a river, as Edmonton is.
Yes.
But is our river valley more of a valley than Calgary's? Like, Is their river more at sort of surface level, so to speak?
Well, for the most part, yeah, ours is actually a valley.
Because we have areas where it's like there's cliffs, like not cliffs, but there's more of a drop off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get down into the valley, but you're not walking down into the river valley a lot of spots in Edmonton.
Correct.
Like comfortably.
What is that trail?
Like around by... even the Grote Bridge going out west there, I mean, you can drive down and be in the river valley, but if you're up top, you're not easily walking down.
True. Now, I will say this. Throughout our many travels around Calgary, my daughters did note that they prefer the downtown look of Calgary as opposed to Edmonton.
Well, Calgary's got a nice downtown.
It's
been a while since
skyline.
I've been there, but yeah. Yes, Aiden says that's why they flood and we don't. Yeah, I guess most parts of it, like if for actual downtown Edmonton to flood, I mean, that's apocalyptic.
That would be bad.
If downtown Edmonton is flooding, you got more to worry about than just downtown Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the only, there's that one area, what is it?
Rossdale?
Isn't it Riverdale?
Maybe that too.
Down by the...
Well, Rossdale's the one by the stadium, I believe, right?
And then
the baseball stadium.
Further down by...
That could flood in Edmonton. Rossdale Flats, right?
What's that bridge that's there? By McNally.
That's
And
the Dawson.
The
by
Dawson.
Riverdale.
Yeah,
By Riverbend
Riverdale.
Golf Course.
Yeah, or yeah.
Yeah, Riverbend. Yeah, so Riverbend's there.
Riverside.
Yeah, geez, Riverside. God, I've played hundreds of rounds. Well, not hundreds, dozens. I shot a good round there once. Exactly once. Yeah, because you go up and then you're at McNally, right?
That's right.
So because that's the Dawson Bridge.
Correct.
So on the one side is, what's the name of that neighborhood now? Is that, there's a dog park, the park down there, Dawson Park. Am I thinking of the right thing?
Yeah.
God, I can't believe how easily confused I am. Well, shouldn't be much of a surprise.
Boy.
All right.
Where were we?
Where were we? Hope everybody's doing great. Boy, the Oilers won last night. We'll talk about that. Some pretty good performances by certain players in that game. We're going to dive into that as well. We're happy to hear from you. 780. I almost gave out my own phone number again. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That's the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Turning 20 this year. So how do you celebrate when you turn 20? You celebrate for several months. How about until October 26th? That's incredible. Over $1 million in prizes, 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, 9 brand new cars, 56 winners of $1,000 in cash. This is all going on until October 26th, rivercreeresort.com. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. Your Limerick challenge today will be to include things about the city of Calgary. All right? That'll be your Limerick challenge today. You know, rivers, well, whatever. Because Jay was in Calgary on the weekend and we started talking about the Bow and the Elbow River.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can also post in the nasty chat on YouTube. If you are taking us in on YouTube, remember to click the thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Maybe you're on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. That's great as well. Favorite the station, make it a regular. And of course, on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. Duck Dad says, Jay saw a UFO and Reid wants to talk about rivers. Well, because he teased me with the UFO. He told me he was going to bring it up and get to it for Fired Up. If he had just dropped that on me right there, I would have been like, wait. But he told me there was a UFO thing coming. Yes. So that's, people were probably like, well, Reid's not just grilling Jay about the UFO. Well, I know we're getting to the UFO later in the show.
We should have had UFO guy lined up for today.
Nick Pope. Boy, remember that one person was really mad?
Yes.
I don't think he ever came back and listened again.
Yeah, we really ticked.
Well, no
him
matter
off.
what you do, as you know, you tick somebody off in this job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'd be like, hey, Pud Colton scored a nice goal last night. Yeah, but Hyman didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's still not a second liner.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have gone in. No, well, it did. Yeah, but usually it wouldn't. Okay.
Well, I will say that was a fantastic
goal. Play.
Yeah.
Goal of the year? That's a goal of the year candidate.
No, it's not.
Yes, for the Oilers?
For Pod Colson.
For the Oilers. That's a goal. What's a better goal for the Oilers?
McDavid's had nicer goals.
This year?
Sure. Like 2026 or this season?
25-26.
I think McDavid
this season
probably has had some nicer goals. I mean, okay. I don't know how much he meant to do that.
He meant to steal the puck and accelerate.
Yeah, but the drag to the backhand to just kind of let it slowly slide across the goal line. I don't know if that was in the cards, but it sure worked out.
Went in.
And at first glance, I think we all thought
Roslovic nudged it over.
Put it away.
Yeah.
But
it was still a great play.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And to see him pull away like that, like when that play originated, I didn't think that it would end up that way, of Pod Colson splitting the two D-men.
Yeah.
and you know, tucking it behind.
Made them
Aiden
look
Hill.
pedestrian.
Very pedestrian. Caps lock.
Hey, what are you doing, McNabb? You walking your chihuahua in the wind? Mex says the spinorama goal by Connor, where he backhanded it, goal of the year. Is that the one against Columbus when they came back in the third? That was a pretty nice play. I guess they've had some nice plays. That was a good one, though. I thought that was a really nice.
And it was nice for him.
Because you got to be intelligent, fast, bold. It combined a lot of good things about
That's
hockey.
a great way of saying it with the bold included in there.
Yeah, like I like to see a guy. I mean, it's we all know hockey is a complex team game, but sometimes you just when it's the right play, hey, I'm doing it here.
Yep.
He could, you know what he could have done? Slowed down, circled back, passed behind his own net, reorganized the breakout. We've seen Oilers do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 2 feet from clearing the puck. Oh, you know what? I better circle back.
I really like the trust that he had in himself.
Right.
To be able to use his speed to get through those two defenders and then have the composure to try and make any semblance of a move, which you know, eventually turned out well for him. But the speed he showed there was quite
Really
good.
impressive.
And I like Vegas. If that play happened against the Oilers,
Everybody would be
up in arms.
furious.
Why are you taking the man? Take the
Right.
bot. Like they should have probably
that's the
taken
beauty
him
of the
out.
sport, right? Yeah. All right, but more on the Oilers last night's game, the games ahead. I mean, a couple very difficult games coming up. We'll talk a little bit about the Brier as well. Fantastic Brier in St. John's. Dave Nedohin's going to join us for that. Jed Roberts will hop on the show a little bit later. He's a regular
Couple
guest
local
here.
legends today. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. On Edmonton Sports Talk here, presented by Play Alberta. We have your afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. The locals hit the jackpot in Vegas. Did you see Comrade Pod pull away from the pack? He looked like Sputnik blasting off back in 57. How about Fab Freddy scoring again? He's hotter than a river of lava. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a volcanic eruption in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Dandy Dunner is the king of the pebble. The last time I saw so many Ray's takeouts, it was my brother-in-law getting schooled at the poker table. I'm Chet Palmer.
Sputnik.
So Sputnik,
I like that.
off is the first artificial Earth satellite launched into a low Earth orbit by the Soviet Union on October 4th, 1957. It sent a radio signal back to Earth for 3 weeks before its 3 silver zinc batteries became depleted. This is all from Wikipedia. Just funny, it had 3 batteries in it.
Three double A's.
Hey, Yuri, why not put 6 in? No, only room for 3.
No wait for 6.
That was a horrible Russian accent. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you could work on it. Fab Freddy, yes. Well, he's hot. Reid.
Yeah.
Freddy's hot in the streets. It was nice there. He did it in front of his dad, and his dad's a longtime friend.
Yeah.
That was really nice to see. I'm glad they picked that up. And Dandy Dunner.
Matt Dunstone.
Matt Dunstone of the Manitoba Rink.
He's the it boy on the
He's
Canadian
the
curling
real it
scene.
boy. Did you see the throwback that they showed of him during his junior?
Winning the junior curling.
And when
he looked older when he won the junior curling.
Yeah, it was a weird look.
It's like
It was a weird look.
Yeah.
But that was really cool.
great
Nice to
shot
see.
making. They're playing the final. I mean, what's Colton Lott the third? Incredible.
Yeah,
They got
longtime
What do they
friends,
call the
too.
Hardens? The Brush Brothers.
The Brush Brothers.
So what? They're Jacobs' cousins.
Well, yeah, they're from Sault Ste. Marie. You're the one that said you
I
thought
thought they said something that
but
they were
Jacobs is from Sault Ste. Marie.
right,
as
and
well.
they used to curl together.
The
So
Salt.
all these teams, they all know each other and they all get along perfectly, I'm sure. But Cooey, legend. I mean, Jacobs, like somebody texted me after the game who follows curling pretty closely. And he said for Jacobs to make as far as he did in the Brier after the Olympics is a pretty special accomplishment.
Sure.
Just, and I think they kind of ran out of gas. I don't know if you saw Jacobs' last shot. I mean, it was quite a bit light.
Yeah.
But Dunstone's been knocking on the door. And don't forget, Dunstone's number 1 in the Canadian rankings. It's not as if he's unexpected, but he's been close so many times.
Correct.
Right, and now he gets over the hump.
Mike from Calgary, Reid. He says Bo is the big one.
Okay.
And the elbow goes into Bo at Calgary. And the Bo comes from the Ghost Lake Reservoir west of Cochrane.
Okay.
Elbow comes from Bragg Creek.
I just got a text from 2 of my 3 Calgary friends One person simply wrote back, Bow is the big one, which was not my question. I said, which is the better river? It doesn't have to be size, right? But then somebody else wrote back, the Bow is a superior river. The Elbow is a glorified creek. That's fair.
Oh, got our first Calgary limerick.
We got one already.
Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it live. Let's do it now. This comes from Tube Socks. There once was a city called Calgary, where the breeze smelled suspiciously cabbagey. The people would flee, said, "This stinks, can't you see?" Even skunks packed their bags in a hasty spree.
That's pretty good.
Well done.
Calgary and cabbagey. I never thought that would be a rhyme. That's pretty good. That is very good. Les in the Nasty Chat. Fun Sputnik fact. The satellite was first detected outside the USSR by an observatory in Newbrook, Alberta. Remember that Simpsons episode where the comet was coming? And I think it was Martin yells, "To the observatory!" Mike, the Michigan fan. Oh, by the way, he brought like a boatload of food.
I missed out.
He missed the ribs and the
Smoked cheese.
Smoked cheese. I ate a lot of the smoked cheese.
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah.
And he brought the right crackers. I saw the cracker box.
Yeah, they were very good.
Sociables.
Well, everything was very good.
They can handle that.
Mike, the Michigan fan, says vintage Cooey was on full display during the Brier. It was great to see him turn back the clock and show the younger generation what getting Cooeyed means. All right. Yeah, and we'll talk more about the Brier later with David Nedohin. Because to talk about the younger generation, I think there is a question here about Canadian curling. In men's curling, is the younger generation going to be as good as the generation that is moving on? Gushu, I mean, Cooey's, 51. Jacobs at some point will, no longer curl. Though he's probably still got another few years.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm sure he can offer some insight into what the future of curling looks like for Canada, Alberta.
Yeah.
But that is a good question because it is considered somewhat of a certain vintage that you
Right.
know, you appreciate it, enjoy it.
No, again, Dunstone's 30. What was it? King from Ontario. He's pretty young and great story. I mean, they talk about that first black skip first black man ever to skip in the Brier, which is pretty cool. So there is a next generation. Is it maybe going to be as deep as what we've had for the last 15 to 20 years? I don't know. We'll talk about that. One thing that popped up over the weekend, and I want to give my thoughts on it. I'll do it after the break here. But Ryan Whitney, former NHL defenseman, what's that thing they got? The broken tooth? Spit and Chicklets. They got that podcast. So
Massive podcast.
Now he said, and I only saw the one clip, so I don't know the full context of it, but he said that Bob Stauffer could be, and I think by could he meant is capable of, not necessarily will be, but could be the GM of the Oilers. Okay? So that is going to be our inspiration for the off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. We would like either fictional or real the story of an unlikely career path. Okay?
Yes.
Most unlikely career path.
Fictional or real.
So I have an example.
Yes.
From driving a potato chip delivery truck to becoming one of the best players ever in your football league. Ricky Ray.
This is true.
That's an example.
That's
great. A real one. You could say something fictional, like from going to be a I don't know, to being a high school chemistry teacher, to being the drug lord of Albuquerque.
Kingpin of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yes, you could say that.
Right.
I just when we were talking about this, I just couldn't help but think of my own career. Quite unlikely.
I never thought of that actually, because I'm with you every day.
Yeah, it is kind of unlikely.
Now remind some of our newer listeners.
Oh, for sure. So my family owned and operated Yvonne's Furniture since 1993. My brother and I decided to close the doors in 2024. He's moved on. He's living out in BC now. And I didn't really know what I was going to do. I just said, you know what? I've done this long enough in my life. I just want to have a change. And then bada bing, bada boom, door opens, and here I am at Edmonton Sports Talk.
Right.
That is an unlikely career path.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought that because again, I've just known you as my colleague pretty much the entire length of our relationship.
Well, for the existence of this show, anyways.
Well, true. So you're just the guy I come in and do the show with. Chiefs, Travis Kelce, 1 year, $12 million.
You can join your boy there. Hey,
Well,
Reid?
they need the money. And Kenneth Walker leaving the Seahawks to go to the Chiefs, Super Bowl MVP. Well, when they didn't put the franchise tag on him, we kind of knew something was up.
Yeah, they were going to.
That they might be willing to let him walk. Now,
don't
it's hard
look
to
now.
question any decisions made by Schneider and McDonald. As a Seahawks fan, I'm like, well, I guess I got to trust these guys.
Don't look now, but the Chiefs are putting some horses in the stable.
They're reloading.
Yeah, and Eric Bieniemy, their longtime offensive coordinator, is back.
Right.
As their offensive coordinator. There's rumors that they are looking at possibly having a Tyreek Hill reunion.
Oh, wow. First of all,
And they got one of the best running backs in football now in Kenneth Walker.
yeah, that was one of my all-time favorite Chris Berman nicknames. Eric sleeping with Bieniemy. That was very good.
Very good.
And I will say this, like Matthew and I seem to like, I like talking about this because we're kind of nerdy that way, but scheduling and what's going to happen. So the Seahawks will get the Thursday night season opener. I believe the Chiefs are one of their opponents. I would think the first game of the year is going to be Chiefs at Seahawks now, won't it? If Walker's on the other team. Now they host the Patriots this year, but is this Super Bowl rematch really that tantalizing given how the game went? I mean, the Patriots would probably almost be saying, no, we don't want to play them again.
Yeah, no, we've seen enough.
Now, you could put the Rams or the 49ers in there again, but they played them like twice in the last 6 games each, right? Because they played them late. I think Chiefs Seahawks is going to be the first game of the season because Walker will be over there.
That makes sense.
There's still hype around the Chiefs,
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of the old guard taking on the new guard with one of the new guard's former players.
Yeah. So we'll see. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Who could possibly be the next general manager of the Edmonton Oilers? They aren't even looking for a general manager.
Oh,
And we're talking about the next one already. Here's the lovely Coop.
NFL news in Rappaport has reported that the Chiefs are giving Travis Kelce a $12 million contract for next season. The 36-year-old to remain in Kansas City. Elsewhere, other signings also reported. Malik Willis joining the Dolphins, a 3-year deal for him over $67 million, plus former Dolphin Tua Tagovailoa plans to sign a 1-year deal with the Falcons. In other news, ESPN sources say Alec Pierce has agreed to a 4-year contract worth $116 million to stay with the Colts. And over to the NHL. 1 game live, the Blue Jackets tying up the game against the Kings. 2 straight goals for Columbus. Denton Mateychuk with his 10th of the season. They're midway through the second period. At 7 o'clock, it's Ottawa. Out in Vancouver, Jake Sanderson out week to week. Upper body injury for him. That forced him to leave Saturday's game against Seattle. And a handful of games in the NBA. And Denver meets OKC. Utah and Golden State battle while the Clippers and Knicks hit the hardwood. Toronto matching up against Houston tomorrow. Tons of action over in spring training, including the White Sox up 8-0 over the Rockies, bottom 4th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections to completions, keeping projects on track and on time. Visit their showroom open 7 days a week or find them at ParamountFlooring.ca. The Oilers conversation continues on the other side of the break. Comes Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
From the time I first started doing it till now, and going back to when I, at the old place, as a transition from playing hockey to not, it has just been, I'll get emotional, sorry. It's been a blessing and a joy. And I love you guys. I love you guys. And it means a lot, so appreciate it. I wasn't going to do this. But
Two Guys and a Goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
You know the saying, April showers bring May flowers, but really May brings you...
Mom, I'm home from university.
Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Affordable, convenient, and Canadian storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free, plus students save 10% on continued rental. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
All right, Oilers beat Vegas last night. They will play the Avalanche tomorrow. 8 o'clock game, late one, 7 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show hosted by Tom Gazzola here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Jay and I are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Prices starting at $3.99. Come early, stay longer, save more. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house is your house.
Well, the off-topic topic today for William Huff was the most unlikely career path, fictional or real, you can come up with. Library Pat, unlikely GM career path, though perhaps more common in the future? Question mark. Eric Tulsky with the Hurricanes, chemistry, physics, nanotechnology, not your usual hockey pedigree. True. There's a couple of these, so I'll just summarize it by what Tango said. Well, actually, Tango's is different, actually. This is a different president. Okay. But there are some presidential
I bet
comments coming in.
Fair enough.
Tango says movie actor to president of the U.S.
Reagan.
That would be Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, yeah.
And Bone says pretty much every member of Trump's cabinet. Okay.
Jeez.
Nolan from St. Albert, George St. Pierre from a garbage man to UFC champion.
Oh, was he a garbage man?
I didn't know he was a garbage man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was. There's a lot of those UFC champions. So Francis Ngannou was living in a storage unit out in France and then moved overseas, continued practicing
Yeah, what
MMA.
was his career, though?
When was his career?
What was his career when he was in the storage unit?
I don't know. He just kind of did things. He didn't really have a job. He kind of just worked the odd job and kind of lived in the storage unit and then came over, won the
Storage
UFC.
Wars.
Yeah, he was basically,
I don't think it'd be so bad living in a storage unit if you had windows.
If there was heat.
True.
Well, yeah, it depends
Maybe
on
a
your part of
sunlight.
the world you're
Yeah.
in, I guess.
Only sat on cement. But Merab Dvalishvili did that as well. He was just a construction worker and then started 0-2 in the UFC. They brought him in, kept training. Lots of his strength came from being a construction worker, he said. And he's a dog.
What
And
about
he
Rocky
became a champ.
Balboa?
Yeah, come on.
Mikey
But
says,
going from being a boxer to an even more famous boxer, that to me, that's not an unlikely career path. Like starting
True,
at
that's a good point.
starting at the bottom of your profession as a person who's never won anything and then winning, that's actually a very normal career path.
we're looking for a right angle change here.
Yeah, that's
What was
I think.
Homer doing before he worked in the power plant?
Nothing. I think that's the only job he's ever had.
Yeah, that's pretty unlikely.
Mikey says, from being drafted as a catcher by the Montreal Expos to the best ever NFL quarterback.
Yeah, that's kind of. But again, he was
But is
already
that
a football
unlikely?
player. He was already playing football for Michigan. But yeah, you could look at it that way.
Vincenzo, off topic. I didn't like school at all. I barely went. And one day I got the opportunity to work for the Catholic School Board. So now I've been with them for 11 years.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
That
Yeah,
is
see?
good.
You were a dropout. Not a dropout. You were a delinquent. I think that's what he's saying. Can we call him a delinquent?
Well, this, who, Vincenzo?
Yeah. Is that politically correct?
Used to be.
He used to be a delinquent.
Yeah, now he's one of the sculptors of our future. Pineapple Prophet says, strangest career path. Austrian weightlifter comes to America, makes hit movies, marries American royalty, and becomes one of the largest populated state governors.
Yeah, that's
Arnold
that's pretty
Schwarzenegger.
unlikely.
That is a good one.
Like if you were walking down the streets of Austria and we pointed to some 5-year-old kid and we're like, he's going to be the governor of California, you'd be like, what?
Now, tell me if you get this reference, because you know I don't have that much movie trivia awareness. This is from Sean. It says, I was a blacksmith apprentice until I bumped into this anvil in the middle of the forest. It had this rusted sword stuck in it. I somehow managed to pull it out, and somehow I now rule over this country. Is that
a King Arthur reference?
Is that from a movie?
Probably.
Nolan from St. Albert. Billy Joel, boxer to musician.
Oh, was he a boxer?
Didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty good. Got a limerick here from Les. From Cowtown, Dusty did his first NHL call. Crossing the catwalk, he hoped not to fall. Lanny's mustache, trimming's worth big cash. Calgarians love them for knitting a shawl. That's very good. So the theme of our limerick today is working something about Calgary, since Jay was there over the weekend.
Max brings up a good one. Best unlikely career path in movies is Neo starting off as a boring programmer to becoming the one in the Matrix. But it's still somewhat aligned.
Still somewhat aligned. He just was doing the computer stuff on a different level. But I understand what he's getting at.
Matty Dub says Homer worked at the bowling alley first.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Apparently.
Okay. All right. So over the weekend, there was a clip from what? Spitting Chicklets? So Ryan Whitney, former NHL defenseman, he was briefly an Edmonton Oiler. So I think the crux of what he said was that if the Oilers' season fizzles out, as in they don't go very far in the playoffs, that and maybe they need to change the GM, was that Bob Stauffer could be the GM of the team. And didn't he say that he thinks he would do a good job? That like he's qualified to be the GM.
He says, yes, Stauf could easily be a GM. I'm not even kidding either. Not kidding. If Martin St. Louis, yes, he's a Hall of Fame player, can coach 13U AAA hockey and hop into the Montreal Canadiens locker room and just dominate as a coach over the past few seasons, then Bob Stauffer could be a GM.
Right. So, and so then what? David Staples wrote a blog about it?
Yes.
Okay. Imagine that. Staples hearing the name Bob Stauffer and thinking he has to blog about it. Anyway, interesting stuff by Whitney. No, look, this is one of those things, Jay. You know, I often say, like, guys, I can't react to every rumor and every speculation from every person in the world. I'd sooner do the show I want to do. But this is obviously someone I worked with for a long time. And Whitney, I think Whitney has some credibility just because he's an NHL player, right? He's also an entertainer.
Oh, very much so.
Very, very much so.
He's probably a far better entertainer than he was a hockey player.
So when he says, no, I mean it, okay. I don't know. I can tell you this in all seriousness. I think being the GM of the Edmonton Oilers would be Bob Stauffer's dream job. Now, I'm not advocating for that. I'm not even saying he would be good at it. I want to be clear here. I'm not saying he wouldn't be good at it. I'm not making a comment on how I think he would do. I'm just saying that I think that would be his absolute dream job.
Sure.
And I'm quite confident saying that from my experiences with the man. Okay. Now, is this going to happen? I don't like even Staples in his article.
Well, if you read the article, he clearly says he does not think that Bob should
happen.
Would be the GM of
and
the
Staples.
NHL.
I don't know if Staples still is, but Staples has been a regular on Bob's show for extended periods of time in the past. I don't know if he still is.
Big fan of Bob.
Yes, he is.
Clearly, from the article.
Right. But even Staples says he probably shouldn't and couldn't be the GM, but that there could be another role for him.
Sure.
So it's interesting. I don't know how that would be looked at around other markets in the NHL. That would be, I mean, why do we have unusual? So what was your career path for Bob?
Golden Bears football or Golden Bears hockey play-by-play, Golden Bears football play-by-play, host of Oilers Now, Edmonton Oilers color on the radio broadcast.
Right.
And then GM possibly.
Yeah.
But if that goes poorly, then it would be back down to UBC men's hockey.
Back to U Sports play-by-play. Right.
Not U of Alberta, because you'd get run out of this province.
Right.
You'd have to go to UBC and be the Thunderbirds play-by-play.
Right.
And then you could probably work your way back up the ladder.
Yeah, I guess. So
it's an unforgiving job.
It's interesting. It's kind of fun that Whitney put it out there. I mean, Spency's 5 cents. Don't forget about Tree Planter.
Shoot! I didn't know him then.
Yeah, though he was doing some other stuff. I just think it's interesting. I really believe if Bob ever got the opportunity to be in management, that in my opinion, he would jump at it.
Well, why wouldn't he? I mean, if there's one person that lives and breathes and eats, sleeps Oilers hockey, it's Bob Stauffer. He loves this team. Now, my question is that the GM you want? Is somebody that lives, eats, breathes and sleeps with this team?
Right.
You know, would he be flying too close to the sun, being the GM of the team he's coveted and loved his whole life?
Right. Mike, the Michigan fan, says, I don't think there are enough Golden Bears for Stauffer to sign that can play at the NHL level for him to build the team.
Just you wait and see.
Mex says, is there a member of the Oilers media that would be a terrific Oilers GM? No.
But honestly, Reid,
Big Uke, I think I would legitimately stop watching the Oilers if they made their radio color guy the GM.
Well, but you know, you can laugh at it and say, okay, they were saying that somewhat in jest. David Staples wrote that column, for clicks, which I'm sure it got.
Sure.
Because
absolutely
drew the ire of many an Edmontonian. But you just don't know. In today's day and age, Reid, you just don't know. And if it did happen, well, you'd have to say, well, I guess it's wait and see.
Right.
I mean, the Oilers brought in some new players prior to the trade deadline. What did we say about them? Well, I guess we have to wait and see what they do.
Yeah.
On the ice.
B.R. Harvey. B.R. Harvey's from Lloyd, right? So one of the guys I've known when I was back in Lloyd, I think.
That's right.
He says, sorry, why the tone about David Staples? Did I have a tone about David Staples?
No, I think you were... I mean, I I don't know David Staples at all, but if you read the article, it would appear as though him and Bob Stauffer are quite close. Or at least David Staples really likes Bob Stauffer's work.
Right.
That's what you can get from the article.
Yeah. Tango has a good comment here. Post-game shows after an Oilers loss shows there are a lot of candidates for Oilers GM. Well, one of the funnier things Staples wrote in that piece was, did he not say, I went to get my hair cut or the dentist or whoever, and they all thought that they could be the GM. Interesting stuff. Yes, I think it's a bit of a clickbait story. But again, I think if Bob got the opportunity to be in management, he would jump at it. I'm also going to tell you, again, my opinion, because I haven't talked to Bob about this. Quite frankly, I rarely talk to Bob, and our conversations are quite brief. I mean, we're doing our own thing. We're busy. I'm betting he is loving this attention, like loving it. He's going to go on his show and say that he doesn't love it. He is loving it, because anything that puts him in the spotlight of possibly being in a position where he can showcase his hockey knowledge, he is going to love that. He is basking in this for the last 48 hours since Whitney said that. Without having talked to him about it, I can guarantee that. Even if he says he's not. Trust me, he is. Jay's Play of the Day is coming up.
Nearing the end of 40 minutes, the Kings and Blue Jackets are locked at 3 aside. Adrian Kempe on the board with the most recent goal for the Kings. 4 other games on tap tonight, including the Senators and Canucks facing off at 7 o'clock. No Jake Sanderson. He's out week to week for the Sens with an upper body injury that forced him to leave Saturday's game against Seattle. For the Panthers, Brad Marchand, he's out for multiple weeks battling a lower body issue and may require surgery. He last played March 6th. NFL news, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Chiefs are signing Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal worth $12 million plus ESPN. They've reported multiple signings, including Malik Willis joining the Dolphins on a 3-year deal worth over $67 million, and former Dolphin Tua Tagovailoa reportedly plans to sign a 1-year deal to join the Falcons. A handful of games in the NBA. Denver meets OKC. Utah and Golden State battle while the Clippers and Knicks hit the hardwood. Toronto matching up against Houston tomorrow when they're back in action. And tons of action live in spring training. The Mariners and D-backs locked at 1 aside midway through the 6th inning. Tomorrow, Toronto faces Atlanta. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Jay's Play of the Day up next. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
That's a quote from LeBron on McDavid. If the Oilers flame out in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs this spring, I can't discount how McDavid will feel about that, about the team's ability to win, and about his place in it, claimed LeBron. The most likely scenario is waiting till the summer of 27 to revisit his future, but I can't dismiss what the disappointment of a first round elimination might
The Oil
change.
Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement Bet on it.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new, tons of options, and the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation with options for every style and budget. Open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. Along with Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. The Cube is at the technical desk. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. So the Oilers play tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. They open their road trip with a win over the Golden Knights last night. We'll dive a little bit more into that one in the Oil Understood coming up at 4 o'clock. We have another limerick. Oh, from James, my buddy James. Beware the Oiler fan who is a boozer. They might call you a loser. If you cheer for Calgary, they'll blow you a raspberry, but at least you don't cheer for Vancouver. Pretty good. Kind of hard to find a rhyme for Calgary. I guess I was supposed to say, if you cheer for Calgary, they'll blow you a raspberry. I think maybe he meant for me to do the over-pronunciation of Calgary. Pretty good, though. Rhyming boozer, loser in Vancouver. That's pretty good.
Very good. I've got one as well.
You sound like you're not sure about it.
Well, when they come in...
Oh, the text ones are goofy.
Yeah,
the
I have to pre-read them.
Yeah. Well, do you want to save it? Want to organize it? Because you could cut and paste it, right? And then
yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm just simply not.
Everybody, your limericks are not worth a lot of Jason Milne's effort.
Well... Here, if you're going to text it in, you could just text it in line, send, line, send, line, send. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean. Yeah, then it would come in five separate lines.
We'll get to a Chiefs limerick here in a bit.
If you have us on YouTube, by the way, remember to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. We are well over 50, so that's halfway to our minimum total of 100. We try to get to at least 100 every show. We've been doing a great job doing that. We got to 100. You were away, Jay. We did get to 100 and... Oh, I forgot we have the Sammy Hagar curling clip here. Sorry, whoa or yeah? Yeah. Whoa, yeah. So, Sammy, look. Just, do you want me to sweep or not? Whoa, yeah. Whoa or yeah? Which is it? We will talk curling in the Brier with David Nedohin. You know, Nedohin won that thing 4 times himself.
4 times
on his team, not... He won it by himself.
Well, fun fact, he threw the skip rocks.
Yes.
But he was not the skip.
Correct. Furby was the skip. But Nedohin threw 4th stones. You seem very surprised about this.
Well, it's just... I think, you know...
I think the Quebec team was doing that this year. I think there might have been a team in the Olympics. The skip is the mastermind, but he's not the best shot maker. Like Nedohin was the shot maker, Furby was the brains. Well, I'm going to say that to Nedohin. Nedohin was the brawn, he was the bulk, and Furby was the brains.
Right. Read the off-topic topic today for William Huff was most unlikely career path.
Yeah.
Collingwood Rob makes a good one. How about Al Franken from Saturday Night Live?
Oh, that's a good one.
Who became a U.S. Senator.
Well,
or Jesse Ventura.
That's the other one I was thinking of.
From WWE to U.S. Senator. Or J.D. Roberts from being an MJ on Much. I think that's a VJ, isn't it?
He was a VJ on Much, yeah.
On Much Music to being a news anchor.
Yeah, because I think he went to CNN and then didn't he go to Fox? I think. Now,
what about Justin Trudeau? From being prime minister to dating Katy Perry.
Well, I don't think dating Katy Perry is a career.
Oh, really? I do.
Really?
I think that's a major
career
move.
Job.
It could very well be, Reid.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's do this.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instant and sports betting, all in one place. PlayAlberta.ca, Play Alberta app. Don't forget to use your game sense.
Okay, I'm going to get to Jay's play of the day here, but I just found this. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox has been getting flooded today. So I wanted to get to this because, Dudley, I appreciate your comment. He said, most unlikely career path is to start off selling furniture, only to become later in the future one of Edmonton's most charismatic on-air personalities.
See, that's nice. Well, that's true.
I didn't know, Reid, that you sold furniture.
Okay, settle down.
Wow. Thanks,
Now,
Dudley.
the thing is about Jay, though, you had the charisma when you were selling furniture.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to be able to talk.
Right.
You got to be quick on your feet.
Yeah. You got to convince people.
Sales does set you up for a career in broadcast.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it.
It certainly does because you do have to be able to talk.
And I've known a lot of people in my career who were on air and then went into sales because they know how the industry works. They got the name recognition. They got the communication skills. You know, they can tell a story or two, take you out for lunch.
Hey, pass over that big check now.
Well, and fortunately for me, I get to do my on-air responsibilities and duties, and I get to do sales.
Yeah, you're still doing some sales here, which is pretty cool.
It truly is a dream come true. Okay, Jay's play of the day. We're going to go to the Ottawa Senators, who are in Vancouver tonight. And I think Ottawa wants to finish this road trip off with a bang, and they have an opportunity to do it against the 6-19-5 at home, that is, Vancouver Canucks. They're 6-19-5 at home, Reid. That is far worse than their away record.
That's a poor record.
Riddle me that. They're 2-5-3 in their last 10. So here's what I put together. Ottawa to win by 2 or more goals. Okay.
Very possible.
Stützle, who's on an 11-game point streak. He needs one or more points.
1 point.
1 point.
Guaranteed.
Cousins.
Which one? Z or S? Z?
Yeah.
Dylan. Not Nick.
Not
Okay.
Nick.
Yeah.
Dylan Cousins. 4-game goal streak. He just needs 1 point.
Okay.
Not a goal, just a point.
Okay.
And then Drake Batherson. 6 points in his last 4 games.
Good
All
player.
he needs is 1 point. So Stützle, Cousins, Batherson, one or more points. I mean, this could come on their power play. These are all top first unit power play players. And Ottawa to win by 2 or more goals. That has been boosted to plus 540. That is a nice number.
That's a really good number.
That is a nice number. So if you want to play, head on over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials, and you'll find Jay's play of the day there. Or download the new Play Alberta app, and you'll see the EST specials at the top. Click on that, and you'll find Jay's play of the day. And always remember, Reid, to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Always interesting smells when you have Coob bringing food into the office. Is that something potato-based? What is that? Is that potato?
We should
what is that?
Make that a segment. What's Coob eating?
What are you eating, Coob? And he's got his mouth full.
Hey, I just want you to
He
know.
always has the largest bowls.
He does have big bowls. I want you to know.
Hey, Jason Milne, is that a big bowl in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
That I talked about you to parents on my daughter's basketball team.
Did you?
Yes, because cottage cheese came up.
Okay.
And I spoke about how you eat vats of cottage cheese with seasoning salt.
Yes, that's all I eat.
And they thought, wow, that sounds good.
It is really good.
I think my wife wants to get into cottage cheese. Isn't it
apples.
good for you? Isn't it high in what? Protein?
High in protein.
Yeah.
It is also high in fat, but the good fats, not the bad stuff.
Of course.
Yes. I don't know.
What are you
dairy
eating
product,
today?
Pretty cheap. Yeah, I got a little bit of pork.
Oh.
No,
And,
it's
yes.
4 PM, and
Yes.
you're eating a large meal.
Yeah.
Will you have supper when you get home?
Yeah, this is my lunch.
Oh, you're having lunch now. What time will you have supper?
Probably 8 o'clock.
So what did you eat at noon today? Nothing?
What did I eat this morning?
So everything's
What did I
pushed
eat for
back for you.
breakfast? Yeah, everything is
interesting.
kind of pushed a couple hours back. I ate breakfast at like
I'm learning a lot about
10:30.
you, Coop.
Had a good snack. Yeah.
Okay.
Banana. Hernan also had a banana today. Fun fact.
I had an orange.
Nice. Yeah, some potatoes and peas in here.
We really eat healthy around here.
Yeah, except for all the chips that you and I eat.
Well, I had a chocolate bar.
That, Mex Pizzozu made a comment in the chat that is kicking off a Mario Brothers conversation. He said Mario went from being a plumber to someone saving the Princess of Mushroom Kingdom. Also a doctor, a racer, a golfer, an astronaut.
That's a good point.
That is a great point.
He did a little bit of everything. All right, 780-218-9999 is how you text us, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Keep posting in the nasty chat on YouTube. If you haven't given us a thumbs up on YouTube, please do so now.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We have the oil understood for GCL Diesel next.
The Lock Shop. I mean, they're basically going to be chasing a very lackluster Pacific Division for a wild card spot.
The one thing, it's not just 5 points and you're chasing one team. I mean, in between, you do have, like, Seattle's got 67 and 62. Jets are 62 and 62. Nashville's 2 points up on the Jets. But the bottom line is, you look up, Winnipeg's won 3 in a row.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Edmonton, be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Third period between the Kings and Blue Jackets. It's tied at 3-aside. LA on the power play. Adrian Gempe with the most recent goal of the game, with 4 other games on tap around the NHL tonight. 7 o'clock puck drop between the Senators and Canucks. No Jake Sanderson for Ottawa. He's out week to week with an upper body injury that forced him to leave Saturday's game against Seattle. And for the Panthers, Brad Marchand, he's out for multiple weeks battling a lower body issue and may require surgery. He last played March 6th. NFL news, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Chiefs are signing Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal worth $12 million. Plus, ESPN has reported multiple signings, including Malik Willis joining the Dolphins on a 3-year contract worth over $67 million. And former Dolphin Tua Tagovailoa reportedly plans to sign a 1-year deal to join the Falcons. A handful of games in the NBA. Denver meets OKC. Utah and Golden State battle while the Clippers and Knicks hit the hardwood. Toronto back in action tomorrow against Houston, and tons of action live in spring training, including the Mariners and Diamondbacks. Locked at 1-aside, bottom 7th inning. Jays back at it tomorrow against the Braves. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Got a limerick here from Andy Z. Yeg, who says cottage cheese is good with pierogies.
Yeah, well, cottage cheese can be a filling for pierogies.
Oh, not like you dip your pierogi in cottage cheese.
Yeah, you can get pierogies with cottage cheese filling. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're good.
Okay. He says, to put it bluntly, Calgary sucks. From its frozen shut doors to its trucks. A stampede of pride with nothing inside, but a wind chill that truly amucks.
That's pretty good. Worked in the stampede. That's really good from Andy Z. I met Andy Z last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where?
In our reception area.
In a reception.
Yeah, I was just walking around.
Hey, Andy Z.
Andy Z. Oh, my goodness. Dave Nedohin's going to join us at 4:20. We want to touch on some of the big curling stories from the Brier. Jed Roberts at around 5:20. We have a lot of Oilers discussion and whatever else you want to dive into as well. We do have the Oil Understood presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. All right. I want to read this. Jack and Dach. Seems to be some smoke around the possible movement of Darnell Nurse. I'd say come June, the Oilers and Nurse will know what's going on. Perhaps move on to greener pastures for both sides. Thanks for putting that in, Jack and Dach. Now, last week when this was coming up, I didn't buy that Nurse was going to be traded by Friday at 1. I just didn't believe that was on the table, that could work. I would say in the offseason, maybe. Now, he still has the full no movement for another couple of years. But maybe it's at the point where it's discussed. And maybe it's a little bit of speculation here, but just because of how it's come up, who's brought it up, the way it's being discussed, I would think that that's maybe going to be an off-season storyline.
Which would be the right time to talk about it.
Right?
Instead of saying, hey, we saw what happened with Colton Parayko.
Or whatever, yeah.
Right? It's a big decision that you need time to make.
I'm not going to... nothing can happen now, but I'm not going to brush that aside. I think there could be something to that. So anyway, something to file away. So I thought, now, first of all, outstanding that the Oilers actually held the other team to 2 goals. Outstanding. Given how they've played. I thought Ingram, the goal that wound up not counting, was not a great goal. I know Gager kind of explained what can happen on that play to a goalie. You think you're redirecting it to the corner, and it's coming in from an angle you're not used to, and you wind up scoring on yourself. So he got bailed out a little bit that didn't count. But I thought he made a lot of good saves. I thought he looked pretty comfortable. Definitely gave the Oilers a chance. He'll get credit for a quality start, right, using that stat, and he'll get the win, which is the most important thing. I didn't think the second period was great from the Oilers. I thought they got outplayed fairly considerably in the second period. But as we talked about, they came back in the third, but Colton made the great play. They got the funny goal. Well, I guess the goal wasn't funny. The setup for the goal was funny, that Anderson's stick kept the puck in, and McDavid pounced on it. Disappointing they didn't handle that power play better. Yeah. I mean, you should not be giving up an open shot like that to Eichel with the man advantage with a 2-goal lead, but a good job with the empty netter to put it away. It was a good win. Do I think Vegas is a good team? Well, I think they're okay. To me, they're kind of like the Oilers. They are. They got some good players. They can do some good things. But I think they're pretty flawed and probably missing some jump and some gusto to their game, but 2 points the Oilers needed. And you got to beat the other sort of middling teams if you're going to get into the playoffs.
Well, these 4-point games, right?
Right.
They're stacking up as they go close out this season. 18 games left, Reid. I mean, it's go time. Now, when I was scheduling my tweets for our show, I asked, how confident are you, Oilers fan, that the Oilers can continue this, right? Now, I know we'll probably get more into that for buying or selling, a look ahead, because there's some big games coming up this week. But Podkolzin, okay, this was a player who I think there were a lot of, well, we'll wait and see.
Right.
What Vasily Podkolzin can turn into with that goal last night, career high in goals this season. If you look at Vasily Podkolzin and his career, his first year in Vancouver as a rookie was actually not bad.
Right.
And then it dropped off, came to Edmonton, turned around, and now he looks to be accelerating on that.
Right.
I mean, do you think with 18 games left, Vasily Podkolzin could get to 40 points? I mean, if you project on Hockey Reference, they'll project what they feel he should get to. I believe it's about 37 points.
What's he at right now?
Was it 30? I had it up here. Hang on a sec. 29 points.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get 11 points in 18 games.
Now, 2 questions for you. Right now, he's sitting at 15 goals, 14 assists. Is this over achieving based off of your thoughts of what Vasily Podkolzin could do?
A little bit. I think he's been finishing more chances than I thought he would.
Right.
Because my criticism of him last year was his puck skills, that he would work hard, he'd get in the right place, he'd get the puck, and then he couldn't finish. Well, now he's finishing, and he basically doesn't score on the power play because he doesn't get power play time.
True.
So he gets the hard-working goals. I think the fact that he doesn't just get the hard-working goals, he's starting to score a couple spectacular goals too, like the one last night, the one in the previous game against Carolina, and he's put a couple now in from that angle.
Yes.
So he's added that to his repertoire. He's probably looked around and thought, okay, that's a way to score. I can be right along the icing line and lift it over the shoulder. I want to learn how to do that. I think he's quite an intelligent player. Again, do I think he can get 11 points in the last 18 games? That's unlikely, but he's a highly, highly trustworthy player, I think.
I would
very,
agree.
very much so.
And you see what he does. I mean, he was the reason that, he took out Shea Theodore behind the net.
Right.
And according to Louis DeBrusque on the broadcast, that should have been a penalty when the Knights kind of jumped him.
Right.
But he brings that element, and now he's finding his scoring touch. I mean, this is a pretty good story. Now, the question for Vasily Podkolzin was always, is he a bona fide second line winger? Do you think, because if you look at the trajectory of what he did last year and what he's doing this year in Edmonton,
right,
you would think next year would be even bigger and better for Vasily Podkolzin.
Right.
Do you think he's rounding into that like true second line winger for Leon Draisaitl?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't go find a better.
I think if you have him on your third line, you have a pretty good team.
Sure.
I think he can play on the second line. But here's my biggest compliment of Podkolzin. I think you can put him on any line. And you can trust him and think, okay, maybe he's going to be productive. I mean, if Nuge or Hyman went down, could you throw Podkolzin up there on McDavid's wing? Why not? Because he plays this the same way. He plays an honest game. He works for the puck. You know, he helps his teammates. He can get to the net. I don't think he's one of the players who would go on McDavid's line and think, well, now I'm Mr. Razzle Dazzle. I think he knows exactly who he is. He plays to his strengths. And for me, he's become one of those players when he's on the ice, you feel sort of secure.
Sure.
That maybe not great things are going to happen, but the Oilers got a pretty good chance of at least winning that shift. He gets pucks out along the boards. He battles hard. When the offensive zone, he battles. He works to get to the front of the net. He's become a very valuable player on the team. And I really think, again, he could play on any line. Do I think he's best suited to be on a really good third line? Yeah, probably that's the best way to do it. But we know he can play with Draisaitl, as can Kaplan, quite frankly, when they've been together. But I think I really think he could move along the lineup and you feel like you're getting you're getting exactly the same effort and performance no matter what. And no matter what line he is on, he's probably going to help make that line a little bit better.
Okay, I had another question for you. With Dickinson at center, do you think the Oilers now have, I won't use the word bona fide third line, but do you think they have a third line that is capable of allowing this team to roll through lines?
Yes, I think it helps.
I think it helps a lot.
I thought he was pretty good again last night. His face-offs weren't as good, but he's trusted. I mean, he was out late in the game too.
Yeah.
What did you say about the PK?
Well, since the addition of Murphy and Dickinson, well, and Dach for that matter, but they haven't allowed a power play goal. I mean, say what you want. That's not foreign. It's happened several times in the season already, but it's a good sign. It's a positive sign. I really like the way Connor Murphy plays, Reid. Have you noticed how much he talks? Have you seen him talking?
I've noticed
and
that,
pointing.
Right.
You know, like kind of a little bit of a field general out there on the ice. Like, I really appreciate
I've noticed
that.
him talking before face-offs, which I think is good because I think a problem with this team over the years has been they don't communicate enough in game or shout out to each other. Okay, no, I'm going. You got to go there, right? So I don't mind that at all. I think all three new guys have been very good so far. I know Dach didn't play a lot last night, but you noticed him. He got a point. I think he only got 5 minutes. He should play more than that. Dickinson played 15 and a half. That's a lot more than the third liners on this team have been playing in the past. So I do think the new guys have come as advertised so far.
Well, and how about Murphy? I mean, what was he, 22 minutes?
Yeah, Ekholm didn't play as much last night, right? Under the weather, so Murphy got a ton of ice time.
Yeah, but it's, you know what, Reid? Ekholm doesn't have to play as many minutes now. If you have a guy like that that's going to step up and take some minutes, that's huge. That's huge for the Oilers' defensive pairings. And, I mean, he was, I forget exactly the number, but I think it was around 1640 was his average ice time in Chicago.
Right.
So, yeah, he's being pressed into action and by all accounts, handling it pretty well.
Roller Rob in the Nasty Chat. I believe Vasily Podkolzin loves playing hockey with the Oilers. He seems like it's always a privilege to be in the NHL. I think that's true.
That's a great point.
I mean, you listen to him after games, he just kind of says like his English is pretty good. There's still the odd time where he probably doesn't exactly articulate what he's trying to say, but I got that impression from him that let's go. I know what I got to do. I know if I play hard and I play honest, I'm going to get to keep playing and I can help my team. I definitely get that attitude from him.
And I love his demeanor when he's in a sticky situation or when he is taking out Shea Theodore and plenty of Vegas Golden Knights are around him, poking him and trying to get him. And he's just standing there, just plain faced, like, what did I do?
Right.
I love that because nothing would get under the skin of your opponent more than no reaction.
Yes.
It is the best reaction is no reaction, and he does it perfectly.
All right. We're going to talk more about the Edmonton Oilers. We're going to look at the week ahead. I know some people are asking for some comment on the Elliot Friedman report that there's some conflict between Jari and maybe some of the guys on the team. That's worth getting to as well. I think some of that is normal and healthy, but we'll dive into that a little bit. We do want to talk a little bit about the Brier. Just an incredible week in St. John's. Dunstone finally winning it. Dave Nedohin when we get back.
Minutes left to go in the third period between the Blue Jackets and Kings. LA and Columbus tied 3-3. Adrian Kempe with the most recent goal. That one coming in the second period of that one. 4 other games on tap in the NHL. Highlighted by the Senators and Canucks facing off 7 o'clock. Jake Sanderson out week to week with an upper body injury that forced him to leave Saturday's game against Seattle. And for the Panthers, Brad Marchand, he's out for multiple weeks battling a lower body issue and may require surgery. NFL news, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Chiefs are signing Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal worth $12 million. Plus, ESPN reported multiple signings, including Malik Willis joining the Dolphins on a 3-year deal worth over $67 million. And former Dolphin Tua Tagovailoa has plans, reportedly, to sign a 1-year deal to join the Falcons. Staying with ESPN sources, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker Jr. has reached a 3-year contract with the Chiefs worth up to $43 million. A handful of games in the NBA. Denver meets OKC. We also see the Clippers and Knicks tipping off. Toronto back in action tomorrow against Houston and over in spring training. Tons of action live, including the Mariners and Diamondbacks, one aside, top of the 9th. Tomorrow, the Jays are back at it to play the Braves. David Nedohin up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Darren Dreger.
Edmonton had interest in Nick Waugh, and the package that ended up going to the Chicago Blackhawks, Mangiapane the first, all of that. The critics of Tree Living in Toronto are like, well, why didn't you get involved in that? Well, there were discussions, there was interest. The problem is that Stan Moman rightly had Jason Dickinson higher up his list of wanted players than Nicholas Waugh.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Hope you're having a great afternoon. Oilers off day in Denver today. They will play the mighty Avalanche tomorrow at 8, so it'll be 7 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show here on EST. If you would like to text us, please use the afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the River Cree mobile app. Free to download. Get exclusive offers and promotions. Get show tickets. Make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It's safe, secure, and it is easy to use. Oilers, good win last night in Vegas. We'll look at a couple of the upcoming games this week. Going to be very, very difficult for them. Right now, we want to go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside recovery team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. So Jay was asking me, Dave Nedohin, like you threw fourth stones. Randy Furby was the skip. So I said, you got to think of it this way. Randy Furby was the brains. Dave Nedohin was the brawn. right? Dave Nedohin was the power guy.
Randy always said he had the best job in curling. He said whenever we win, like the media's always like, "Oh, look how smart Randy is. He's brilliant." Like and he goes, whenever they lose, he could point at me and go, "Well, Nedohin didn't make his shots, right?" And so anyway, it was he always figured he had the best job in curling. But I was incredibly lucky to get a chance when I was young to be able to join up with Randy and obviously Scott and Marcel after that. But for someone like myself who hadn't been overly successful in my career, for Randy to give me a chance, I mean, like that was just amazing. And obviously I learned a ton from him. So couldn't have asked for a better mentor and friend.
So how common was that at the time that the skip wouldn't throw fourth stones? And it still persists. I mean, I think there was at least one team in the Brier, and I think at least one in the Olympics that they do that. But was it a little more cutting edge when you guys were doing it?
At the time, there wasn't anybody doing that. I think if I go, you look back even further, I think Ed Lukwich might have done that when he went to a Brier from Alberta, even further back. But it wasn't a common thing, no. And we started out with myself skipping and Randy just playing third where his natural position was, or where his position was for a lot of years. And the front end actually is the one going, guys, like, what are we doing? I mean, Randy's not a great sweeper at all. Dave is a really good sweeper. And Randy's got a ton of experience, and David's kind of wound up and uptight a little bit. Why don't we like switch roles around? And it just kind of took the two of us to look at it and go, well, that seemed pretty obvious, right? So we gave that a shot and it worked.
So it's interesting in the dynamics of a curling rink. It's I guess at most maybe it's 6 people because there might be a fifth and a coach, but generally it's the 4 guys who play. I mean, you've told me stories. Certainly, Mark Kennedy has told me stories. Like he curled. Did you ever curl with John Morris, who I think was known for having a strong personality, shall we say?
No. Those never curled with John. I mean, Randy also had a very strong personality. I mean, I remember, like so many stories, right? But I remember one. I don't know if it's a Brier or a Grand Slam that we were at, and we went out for the first practice, and you get to know the ice, and you like kind of. I mean, you're not going to make everything in practice. You're learning the ice. And I think we were about 5 or 8 rocks in a practice, and he put his hand on his hip and looked down the ice, and he turned around and walked off. And he was like, you guys are going to throw like that? I'm not going to stand here. You're wasting my time.
Oh, jeez. But it's interesting, the dynamic, right? Because, okay, we'll take the Oilers because everybody talks about the Oilers. So player A is screwing up. Player B knows player A is screwing up, but player B is thinking like, well, Knobloch or Coffey's got to go talk to him. But on a curling rink, like you said, your front end kind of had to sit down and say, you guys have the wrong jobs right now, right? Like it's got to be a level of honesty and bluntness that I think is a little unique maybe to how a lot of sports teams operate.
Yeah, no, for sure it is. I agree totally. And I think that bluntness and that honesty also, I mean, generationally, it was a number of years ago, and things do evolve and change. And also I think, just from the perspective I've now coached the other side of that with the females, and even my wife says the same thing because she's coached a lot too. Like men can have it out, or they can be honest, and like they walk right back into the room and and they're good again like 5 minutes later. And we had. I'm not saying that the women's team don't have that ability, but I know at that time it was just like the brutal honesty, say it the way it is, and shake hands and walk out of the room. And so yeah, we kind of lived by that. I mean, after every game, every event, whatever it was, like we just. If there was something that needed to be said, like we would just say it and not worry about feelings, because really it's about making the team better, and everybody knew that. So that I think that's the part that made us so strong, is that it wasn't for individuals with anybody with trying to promote themselves. It really was about one team, and just we were doing the best for each other, and we wanted to win more for each other than ourselves.
Dave, great to have you on again. Like you and I talked during the Olympics as well about the curling. Now you won the Brier 4 times yourself, so you know how difficult it is. When you see sort of what had to happen over Friday, Saturday, like the way the playoffs work now, like for Dunstone to survive that, and he's been close before, right? Like, what did you think of his performance over the weekend? And then him and Colton Lott were virtually perfect in the final. Like it was a pretty amazing run.
It was, and we've seen those guys so close for so long, and I've known that family. I saw his dad in the stands, just like in tears, and I've known Dean for a long time. But that group, I mean, you mentioned Matt and Colton in particular, like they've been so close so many times. And to see the excitement on their face when they won that, I mean, it truly goes to show that when you're a kid growing up, I mean, you dream of winning the Brier. I mean, that is what you dream of. I mean, the Olympics are the Olympics. They're a little different thing. Everybody says my goal is to be at the Olympics one day, but when you're sitting there throwing a rock, like hundreds of rocks every week, and you're drawing to the button, or making that shot, you're dreaming of winning the Brier and making that shot. And so to see the reaction from Matt and Colton and the team, I in our house, it was, I was here with my wife Heather and my daughter Alyssa, and I mean, we were basically in tears watching that. It was unreal.
Yeah.
Dave, I wanted to ask you, I mean, for several of your teams, your best years, you went on that run. You won 4 Briers. Scott Pfeiffer was your second. EJ Harnden has said that he's going to be retiring from the sport of curling, although he still has the World Championships to go now to tend to. I want to just get your thoughts on this, because I come from a football background. Okay, so oftentimes on the team and a game of football, the offensive lineman might be overlooked, or they may not get as much press as the star quarterback or the skip, or the person that's in the skip position, but it's not actually the skip in your situation. But, can you just talk about, how important the lead and the second are to the whole team, even though they may not, their name's not on, the rink name and whatnot. Can you just talk me through that as to the importance of those people on your team?
Yeah, it's interesting, because I know for years Marcel, for example, at lead, or even Scott, but Marcel would say it a lot, where he goes, sometimes I curl 70% and we win a game against one of the best teams, and other times I curl 100% and we lose the game. And he goes, it almost feels like my impact on the game is less around those percentages. And there's a little bit of truth, only because you have 3 guys behind you that can follow up and make some big shots and get you out of. But the really good teams, every single player contributes as much as the other person in terms of the success of that team. It is absolutely impossible to win without a front end, not only that can play, but the dynamics around how they support those back end players in particular. Obviously, in the case of this, like Matt making the shots he makes, it is absolutely imperative. And so the reason that when you look at teams in the past who have formed these super teams, and I think Curling Canada even tried it one time way back in the Olympics, where they put 4 guys together that are the best, or you can even go through some of the teams in the past that have said, hey, we're putting together this super team of the best 4 players. Yeah, they might be the best 4 players, but they rarely win. They rarely win because they don't have the dynamics and the chemistry that you need for that front end. And you're exactly right, the analogy to the football. The linemen may not get the headlines, but if they don't protect their quarterback, there's just no chance. There is absolutely no chance if you don't have those guys. So that's where it's a little bit of the unsung hero. But in our world, on our team, even Randy said for a lot of years, he hated the fact that it was the Randy Ferbey team. He despised that. It's not his team. It is the 4-person, but you have to call it something, right? And not everybody's like that. He was pretty unique in that way, right? But you can't win without a front end that contributes as much as everybody else.
You're watching the Brier yesterday. You mentioned you were surrounded by your family. Of your 4 Briers, the last one you won was in 2005 in Edmonton, so that must have been extra special. When you see that tankard being raised and awarded, does the hair on the back of your neck stand up a little bit? Do you get back into the emotion of when you won it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially for a first time win like that, to see Matt do it. I sent him a note this morning just congratulating him and Colton in particular. Obviously, EJ and Ryan. They've won so much and they're such great players. But I sent a note to Matt this morning and just congratulated him on that. And certainly I think back to our Brier wins, even our first one. I was actually in the bathroom when we won, so I didn't even know we'd won right off the start. We were playing Kerry Burtnick, and at that time you had to play the full 10 ends according to Curling Canada, because it was all designed for TV, and they had that spot filled. And so, it was 9th end, and we actually just took a pretty big lead. I was like, okay, well, now's the time I got to go to the washroom between the ends. So I go into the bathroom, and I'm standing there, and Burtnick decides, well, what are they going to do if we quit? Are they going to force us to play? So he shakes hands. I'm in the bathroom. The crowd starts going crazy, and there's one of the volunteers. I wonder what everyone's cheering about. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. So I walk out, and everybody had done their handshakes, and I kind of missed that part. But yeah.
You never told me that before.
Yes,
That's
I absolutely
incredible.
think of those, and it does raise the hair on the back of my neck. It's unreal to see that.
Dave Nedohin joining us on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. I had a couple more for you. Maybe they're a little more technical, but I love curling, Dave. I think part of the reason I love it is because how little I understand about it, even though I watch it. Like Jay and I were watching during the Olympics in the Brier, and we're like, okay, he's either going to do that, or that. No, he's doing totally something else. But it seemed like over the weekend, and I guess probably during the week, but we often don't have the sound on when we're watching at work. So I heard a lot more on the weekend. There was a lot of like this part of the ice or the slide path. Like, is that unusual? Or did you kind of notice that they seem to be talking about different parts of the ice a lot? What's that all about?
Sure. Yeah, they were. And that's great. I mean, I think it's fantastic that the teams have to actually read the ice. And I say that in that sometimes ice is so predictable, and that's great. You see great shots but teams just basically put the broom down without having to read the ice. They know exactly where to put it, how the weight to throw. And it's like game after game, sometimes event after event, nothing changes in that. So it's just, it in my opinion, it removes that element of reading the ice. And I don't mean that ice should go, really crazy where one side's curling and one side's not, or it's unpredictable. But I love the idea of having to read the ice consistently through the game. So, in some buildings you have different humidity, and so it might change based on the people in the building, or if someone's playing beside you on a different sheet. Sometimes the water is slightly different, and so the pebble might actually wear down faster where you're sliding or where the rocks are traveling. And so it adds an element to the game where the best teams are the ones that are not only going to be able to throw technically, because everyone's technically really skilled. I mean, they all are. There's not one team there that wasn't. Especially when you look at the playoff teams, they're all so good. So what separates them is the ability to manage the game. And a big part of managing the game is understanding the ice and the environmental conditions and how it's changing that, not only, at the beginning of the game, but throughout the entire game.
And then, I mean, it's such a fascinating sport because, like you said, you guys throw dozens, thousands of rocks a week just to practice and play games or whatever. And then, like, even Jacobs, who's the Olympic champion, one of the all-time greats, like that last straw he had in the semi, just didn't get it there. Like, is that still nerves, or just sometimes your delivery isn't there? I know those guys have also curled a ton of high-pressure matches over the last 3 weeks, but I mean, a lot of people will say, well, how could he miss that? You're probably thinking something totally different when you watch a miss, right?
Yeah, totally. And would I expect him to miss it? No, absolutely not. But I mean, it happens. I mean, they've played a ton of curling, and sometimes when you put somebody in a position where they've got to make that shot. I mean, I remember actually the first Olympics that Brad Gushu went to, and he won the Olympics and the gold medal. We played him in round robin, and I had to make a draw to basically just touch the forefoot, which I make, 99 times out of 100, and I missed. And it actually eliminated us from the playoffs and put him into the playoffs. It wasn't the last stand draw or anything like that. It was partway through the game, but it impacted that game. And that's not a shot that I'd ever miss, but it happens. It's like, I mean, you have 3 hours of complete concentration. Really just understanding everything about the ice, and like I just said, kind of where it's running fast and how it's wearing down. And it just takes like that smallest little degree of like missing something to just, change that shot and the outcome of the game. So these guys are so good. I mean, all of them, like you said, I mean, and Jacobs has played a lot of curling over the last month. So it doesn't surprise me in that way, in that they're exhausted, not physically exhausted, but they're mentally exhausted. It certainly happens, and not just to him, it happens to everybody.
Okay, so Gushu's retiring, Kui's 51. Jacobs isn't old, but he's been around a while now. Dunstone, I believe, is 30. But I read an article today, like, well, the next generation isn't going to be as good on the men's side. Do we know that already, or have they just been losing to the experienced guys, and eventually they're going to get pretty good? Like the Ontario skip was quite young, right? What do you think about that next wave of men's skips and teams for that matter?
Well, yeah, there's a question mark around that. I can tell you that there's a lot of really good young players that have especially come through the junior ranks over the last 5 or 8 years. The challenge is, what do you do after juniors? Right? My daughter Alyssa's in that position right now where curling demands so much time, right? The challenge is these events that they play in are, and I mean all the Grand Slams, all the big events. If you want to get into those, they're basically a week long for every single event. So who can actually go to school and curl? Well, nobody. Having a job in curling is really hard. And curling rarely pays the bills unless you're one of the best teams, which if you're a young team, it's kind of hard to pay the bills right away when you're not beating the best teams, right? And to do that. So there is this big gap that exists right now. I know there's a lot of talented young curlers. The question is, do they have the time and the money to commit towards this? And I think people see it on TV as like, oh, these top players are playing for $100,000 purse. Well, it is. It's $100,000 purse. The top team gets 25 and you divide that 4 ways and you take off your expenses and you're not making a lot of money, right? So there is a challenge for the younger players. Curling Canada's put together the U25 program where they're actually really focused on bringing these players back in during these kind of transition years, playing against each other, building events. And I think that's really important. I think the biggest challenge, like I said, is just having that stability of what you're doing in your life to say, I want to commit to curling. Years ago, like when I played, it was a little bit different. We played, the events were shorter. You could do it still. You can manage that. It's a lot harder now. So I'll be very curious over the next 2 years as we get into the next Olympic cycle to see what teams do sort of form. The last 2 cycles have been like, hey, all the top players go into blender. You push the blender button, they all come out. And you've got all the same players just on different teams, right? So yeah. I mean, that's kind of been my I don't know, complaint or just analysis over the last few years is that it's the same players just on different teams. Where do the young players come in? Yeah. The women are doing a little better job of that, and that some of the young players are being connected onto the top teams, and that used to be the men's, but it hasn't been for a long time. And that, like I said, that is a result, I think, partially of the Olympics themselves that have now said you've got these 4-year cycles and young players aren't necessarily getting a chance to join on to the top teams, so they have to do it themselves. How do they do that? Brendan Botcher did it, right? He kept that team together from juniors, transitioned out, just got kicked and finally broke through. And even with that, it took a few years at the Brier to win one. So he stayed the course and was able to do it, but I don't think there's a lot of people that can. So it'll be interesting to see for sure.
Okay, and before we let you go, you and your daughter, was it Denmark? You took the team for World Juniors? How'd that go?
We did. We were in Denmark for the World Juniors. We finished, I think, 5th, so just out of the playoffs. And definitely our goal was to get into the playoffs and see where we go from there. So I thought the girls had a really great week. The competition's incredibly difficult. So again, the difference between those top teams and the teams that, or the medal teams and the teams, some of the next teams that didn't medal, is so small. I know the girls worked incredibly hard. They had great moments through the week and then some not so great moments. If you ask them, they're a little bit deflated right now, but we couldn't be more proud of them in terms of how hard they worked and just the amount of commitment they showed and dedication and personality out there this week.
Well, great that the Nedohin name is still going strong in the sport of curling. Hey man, you are welcome on the show anytime. Because we love talking curling with you. Like I just love. I've always loved this, but like you just the way you talk, you have so much passion for it, and I know that comes across with the audience as well. So thanks for your analysis on the Brier, and you will have to get in touch with Alyssa. Maybe we could make her the athlete of the week.
Well, yeah, and you know where else you're welcome? Every January we do a fun spiel down at the Shamrock, and we would love for you to just come out and throw a couple rocks for Team EST. No commitment. If you show up later in the day, probably around 7:00, that's when the playoffs are. Just throw a couple rocks for us. That's all we ask.
I can definitely be bribed. So let me know. And absolutely anytime, guys. I'm happy to join on and talk some curling. There's so much going on. It's such an exciting time for our sport, and I think yesterday just showcased that with the Brier. So we got the women's world championships coming up next, and the men's world. So we're gonna be excited to follow that.
Well, if you thought it was tough dividing up the money for a World Curling Tour event, wait till you see the purse for the EST Fun Spiel. It's half a dinner roll you got to share with your team. Thanks, buddy.
Right
We'll see you around. David Nedohin checking in. Yeah, 4-time Brier champ. Looking into the Brier from this past weekend. I mean, man, he knows his stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's a fantastic interview. Kind of good story about Dunstone. I did not know he was in the bathroom when they won the Brier in Edmonton.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever told that story to
Kerry Burtnick shaking hands and he's coming out of the can. Hey, what happened? Oh, I guess you guys.
Sorry, my hands are still wet. I just washed my hands.
Don't worry, it's water. It's not. No, but he's awesome. Yeah, and his wife's coaching. He's doing coaching as well. Incredible curling family. Great story. And like you get that perspective of, what it's like to be in those moments. Yeah. Well, he should be able to make this shot. Okay, well, he should be able to. Brier's on the line, which he's been dreaming about winning his whole life. The ice has probably changed from the 8th end to the 10th end when he's making this shot now going the same direction. And they've curled 8 games in the last 5 days, or whatever. Okay, go make the shot now, So, yeah, I love how he puts all that stuff. Really good. 780-218-9999 if you want to get in touch. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Of course, EST is presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta, your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. All right, we'll look a little bit more into the scuttle that Jari has had some conflict with his teammates and a couple of huge games ahead for the Edmonton Oilers against huge opponents, quite frankly. Here comes the Coop.
We're headed to overtime between the Kings and Blue Jackets. 4-4 is the score. Kirill Marchenko on the power play, his 23rd of the season with 1:56 left to go, tying the game at 4-aside. Force overtime at 5 o'clock. The Capitals and Flames clashing, while the Senators and Canucks face off at 7. No Jake Anderson for Ottawa. He's out week to week. Upper body for him. He sustained that injury Saturday against Seattle. And for the Panthers, Brad Marchand is out for multiple weeks battling a lower body issue and may require surgery. NFL news. ESPN reporting that the Seahawks are bringing back Rashid Shaheed on a 3-year, $51 million deal. And NFL Network's Ian Rappaport has stated the Chiefs are bringing back Travis Kelce on a 1-year deal worth $12 million total. Plus, ESPN also reporting that Malik Willis is joining the Dolphins on a 3-year deal worth $67 million. A handful of games in the NBA. Denver meets OKC. Utah and Golden State battle, while the Clippers and Knicks hit the hardwood to spring training. It's the Dodgers with a 4-2 lead over the Brewers, top of the 9th, while the Marlins trail the Mets 4-zip in the second. This sports update is brought to you by Sather Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment today. Buying or selling? Up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Hangout.
If any Edmonton Oilers fan, what would they say if Chiarelli got hired to be the GM of some team right now?
They would laugh at that.
They would laugh at that. So I'm laughing at it. But you don't make an absolutely useless, idiotic GM your GM. Like, why'd you fire Chiarelli? If you want a stupid GM that can't do anything right, keep Chiarelli.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spring. Ready to start your spring organizing?
Create space in your garage, closets, and basement with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Yeah, appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. Great interview with four-time Brier champ Edmontonian Dave Nedohin, looking at the Brier and some other curling storylines. Scotty knows in the Nasty Chat that Thurston shot was insane. That is John Thurston on the Paralympic team. Jay actually sent it to me last night. That
was amazing.
Are you serious?
We should have cut that and played it. Maybe we can later.
Everybody look up John. It's John without an H, right? Jon, I believe. Is that right? Let me double check. Yeah, I think it's John, Jon Thurston, Thurston. I think if you just put in John Thurston curling shot, John Thurston Canada curling, it'll probably be the first thing that comes up. I mean, it's one of those where he sneaks it through an opening, had to throw it quite hard, and then what was it, a raised double?
Yeah, it was
because it's kind of one of those where I was watching it and I was, oh man, he got it through the and he hit the other one. It was pretty cool. That was a great shot.
Yeah, and it had some.
And then I watched it again, and the second time watching it, I knew he was going to make it, and I was still surprised that he made it. You know what I mean?
It might be one of the greatest curling shots.
It's pretty crazy.
Of all time.
Yeah.
To make it through that gap and then take out both yellow stones.
Yeah.
Were they had 5 in the house after that?
I think so, yeah. You had to fire it down there. Yeah, that was a great shot. We got buying or selling. It is presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Elliot Friedman, one of the most respected guys, I would think, in covering the National Hockey League, on his 32 Thoughts podcast, said this. There's a lot of talk out there about Jari got into it in practice with some of his teammates out there. It's been a hard year for the Oilers. He didn't dig into it too much. I believe Stoff referenced this as well, that there could be, some kind of conflict or discomfort between Jari and some of his teammates. This is I'm curious how people feel about this. Do I think it's a bit of a story? Yes. Do I think? Not only do I think, do I hope that some of this is normal on a team? I don't think it's unhealthy to challenge each other. I mean, Dave Nedohin was just talking about this from a curling standpoint. Jed Roberts can probably weigh in on this as well. I think it's important for teammates to hold each other accountable. I don't know what exactly it's about between Jari and his teammates. It might be, Jay, this is just my instinct, maybe a little more tense, though, if it's between skaters and a goaltender. Like, if we're a D pairing, for 60 games, And then game 61, 62, 63, you're like, what is Wilkins doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's dropping off, or I see he's not preparing. That's one thing for you to say, like, hey man, like you've been going back and getting the puck for 60 games. You need to keep doing it, right? If it's between goalies and players, what is that all about? You know, Jari has been pretty definitive in falling on the sword after a couple of his tough games, as opposed to that one outing where he kind of said, well, it's tough the way people are playing in front of me. So I don't know if there's some sort of miscommunication, or if this is me speculating, but if Jari is saying, hey, I need you to do this, this, and this, right? Or I'm expecting this, and the defensemen say, okay, we'll do it, and then he still gets scored on. That's not. I wonder if something might stem from that. Okay, Tristan, you want me to change what I've been doing to help you? Okay, you better stop the puck. You can't let in 4 or 5 if we're doing it your way. I don't know.
Yeah, and to be any team I've ever played on, Reid, you're not friends with everyone.
Right.
You're just not. And you would be foolish to think that
But
everybody there...
The goalie's different, though, isn't it?
Especially goalies. Okay? Especially goalies. Look, it's been discussed for a long time, and I'll use kickers as a reference because that's more in my wheelhouse. They're different people. They're different teammates. They have a totally different job than most of the players on the team. So they're not as much a part of the team, especially during practice, than the offense or the defense, right? So you're going to have that separation to begin with.
Right.
So it's not foreign to teams to have players that don't see eye to eye, especially with specialized players like a goalie or like a kicker.
I guess what I'm saying, though, is, and I think you understood what I was saying, but just to clarify it.
Yeah.
If the most of the guys on the football team were annoyed by the kicker, it's almost like, okay, well, that's fine. I would feel like, though, with the goalie, you want to feel like he's got your back, and I would think a rift between the team and the kicker in football would be fine. A rift between skaters and the goaltender, I think that would be more uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean,
because the goalie's more involved in the play than the place kicker.
Sure, you can also have a rift with the quarterback, Reid. I mean,
that wouldn't be good either, though.
No, but it's not. But it doesn't last.
Okay,
these things have a way of smoothing themselves out, one way or another, because leadership will have to get involved, and this is all we don't know, but leadership would get involved and say, okay, let's sit down in a room and let's talk about this. What's going on here? Let's nip this in the bud now. Because you can't, you can have your differences, but you need to take care of them and solve that issue and move on and move forward. So whatever issue it is, and I wouldn't doubt, Reid, if it's stemming, Tristan Jari has not performed well in Edmonton. That's a fact. So yeah, I would imagine there might be, some emotions getting involved with that.
Right.
But I wouldn't see this as something that's going to last long term.
Well, if it does,
well, that's problematic.
They'll find a way
but
that
he
won't be on the team.
Teams with proper leadership in place, which I think the Oilers do have, find a way to resolve these issues.
Now again, I'm speculating, but do you worry that, because the Jari does that one interview where it's like, well, it's tough when we're defending. Like,
yes.
It was almost like we're not on the same page.
I believe he said it's tough about 10 times.
Right. And I know this interview was a while ago, and now he tends to think, well, I have to stop it. I mean, to what extent do the players have to cater to the goaltender? And to what extent does the goaltender have to come in and say, look, it's my job to stop the puck regardless of how you guys play in front of me?
Well, as a goaltender, that should be your number one priority.
Right.
Is stopping the puck. But Tristan Jari's human, Reid. What did I just say? Tristan Jari has underperformed in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
That pressure is definitely something that he's carrying. That is a heavy weight to carry, knowing that you've been traded here in this big deal to be the savior in the net for Edmonton, and it hasn't gone that way. Sure, frustrations are going to boil over. Of course, he's a competitor. So that's probably where a lot of this is stemming from, is mostly looking in the mirror and saying he's not who he thinks or the goaltender he thought he would be in Edmonton. It just hasn't been going that way. Now, that's not to say things can't turn around, But Reid, I was looking at the Oilers' schedule. This is their last back-to-back of the season. Thursday and Friday. They do not have another back-to-back.
I thought they had one in April. Okay.
That I can see, unless I'm missing something here.
No, you're probably right.
I don't see another back-to-back.
Because they got this Thursday, Friday. April 7th and 8th.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
April
okay, I missed that
second
one.
last, yeah.
Sure. So it's clear that they're going to have the Connor Ingram is their number one goaltender.
Well, I think you have to play Ingram tomorrow, don't you?
I think you have to play Ingram tomorrow, and I think you have to play Ingram in Dallas on Thursday.
You'd play him 3 in a row again?
Yes, and then give Jari the Friday against the Blues. That's fine. But then you look for the rest of March, there's no back-to-backs. In fact, there's some times where there's, Lightning are here March 21st, and then the Oilers are in Utah 3 days later.
Right.
I'm just wondering, how many games does Tristan Jarry get down this home stretch, especially if Connor Ingram can play like he has been, which is pretty darn good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this going to be do you think that this, 30-70 split? It's not 40-60 or,
It shouldn't be. It might be 70-30. I mean, Ingram started 4 of the last 5. So out of the break, Ingram started 4 of 6? Yeah.
So what does he get? 3 games? 4 games?
Maybe.
For the remainder of the season? I mean, he's going to get those 2 back-to-backs. He's going to get one of those, and then you pick out 2 other games, right?
Yeah.
But Reid, they're going to Colorado. They're going to Dallas. You
want Ingram all 3. You would just
you have to go with your number one goalie and give yourself the best shot to win, because these are 2. And St. Louis. St. Louis is no easy task either. But what do you look? Let's talk about this then. Specifically the 2 next games.
Yeah,
Colorado tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dallas Thursday.
You want to know what I really think?
I want to know what you really think.
I think in one of those 2 games, the Oilers are going to get destroyed. I'm sorry, everybody. I think in one of the next 2 games, either at Colorado or at Dallas, the Oilers will lose by 5 or more goals.
Now, let me ask you this. Was last night, did you get a taste of what playoff hockey would look like for this Oilers team last night?
Last night?
Last night.
Against the Vegas Golden Knights?
Yes.
No, sorry, I didn't.
You didn't feel like they were playing a more simple game, a more well-rounded, structurally.
Okay, yes, to some extent, and I do think the new guys are helping.
Not as much run and gun.
They also played a highly mediocre opponent that's in their same weight class.
Fine.
In their same weight class,
and
which is fine. They beat them.
You're right, but they beat them. Okay, they didn't leave it up. The question. That one goal they got on the shorthanded Jack Eichel. That was just a mistake that went in the back of the net.
Right.
Do you think that the Oilers can still... So I'm looking at Colorado and Dallas, okay?
Yes.
Those are 2 of the best teams in the NHL.
They will get routed in one of those 2 games.
Do you think it would be a victory in defeat if the Oilers say... Okay, if the Oilers out of the 4 possible points get 2, is that a massive victory?
Yes.
I agree. Now, what if they lose the other game 4-3 or 3-2?
So if they lose what?
A tight
6-6-1 and 4-3?
Well, no, they'd have to win 1. Right? But what if they lose the other one tight?
I think they might win 1. I think it's crazy enough they might win 1. They're 0-5-1 against those teams? Minnesota, Colorado, and Dallas? No, they've already played Minnesota thrice. They're done with Minnesota. They still play Colorado tomorrow in 1 more game. Dallas, they have 1 game left. They're probably not going 0-9 against those teams. So they may very well win one of the next 2 games, but I say the other one will be ugly. Like they'll get pounded.
Well, unfortunately, I can't really...
pessimistic? Well, no.
I can't.
I'm speculating.
It is what it is, Reid. Those are the biggest defeats the Oilers have had this year. Came at the hands of Colorado and Dallas.
What was this Colorado game? 9-1?
It was gross.
Dallas was 8-3. The other Dallas game was in a shootout.
Ugly.
Right.
But if the Oilers can go into Colorado and let's say they even lose 3-2, is that a victory for this team? Is that a victory for the Oilers
I
fans?
think it could be, yes. I think if they go in there against Colorado and keep it low event and lost 2-1 or 3-2, I think you could feel good about that.
Well, here's the other thing. If you're the Oilers...
I hate to say that.
Well, no, you're being realistic, Reid. Reality...
You play to win the game.
Reality prevails. And the reality of the situation is the Oilers have been playing like a team that can't hold a candle to the Colorado Avalanche.
Exactly.
Okay? But for the Oilers, that should give them absolutely no pressure heading into tomorrow's game. Nobody thinks we can hang with this team.
Right.
So the pressure should all be on Colorado.
No.
Well, essentially, why would the Oilers have any pressure? Nobody expects them to go into Colorado and win.
The Oilers are trying to fight for a playoff spot.
Sure. But the reality of the situation is such.
To the President's Trophy. I mean, Colorado's 7 points ahead of Dallas. They've won 5 in a row. Like, Dallas is 9-0-1 in their last 10 games. I think it's actually 10-0-1 in their last 11. They're still 7 points out of the division lead.
Wow, this is a tough stretch. I mean, yeah. If they can get 4 out of the 6 points somehow out of these next 3 games, that would be phenomenal.
That would be amazing.
Not unbelievable, though.
Not unbelievable by any means, Jay. That's a good point. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. UFC is going down Saturday, April 11th at the Canadian Brewhouse. Feel every hit, takedown, and knockout with TVs at every turn, cold drinks, and electric fight night vibes. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. We got Fired Up for Jemco. We got Jed Roberts. We got Words of the Day all in the final hour.
2 guys and a goalie.
From the time I first started doing it till now, and going back to when I, at the old place, is a transition from playing hockey to not. It has just been, I'll get emotional, sorry. It's been a blessing and a joy. And I love you guys. I love you guys. And it means a lot, so appreciate it. I wasn't going to do this. But
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Spring. Ready to start your spring organizing? Create space in your garage, closets, and basement with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. IH Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
One game wrapped up in the NHL. 4 games left on today's slate. 2 games fresh in action just getting underway. The Rangers facing off against the Flyers while the Flames battle the Capitals. And later at 7 o'clock, the Senators and Canucks face off. No Jake Sanderson for Ottawa. He's sidelined week-to-week upper body injury. He sustained that one Saturday against Seattle. NFL news, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Chiefs are signing Travis Kelce to a one-year deal worth $12 million. Plus, ESPN has reported multiple signings, including Malik Willis joining the Dolphins on a 3-year deal worth $67 million. Staying with ESPN sources, the Seahawks are reportedly bringing back Rashid Shaheed on a 3-year, $51 million deal. And a handful of games in the NBA just dipping off. It's the 76ers and Cavaliers before the Nuggets and Thunder matchup at 5:30 to the World Baseball Classic. Cuba and Puerto Rico, they have first pitch going in just a moment. Both teams 2-0. Canada back at it tomorrow, challenging Puerto Rico. I'm Zachary Kubich. That was your sports update. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Well, good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. Jason Milne, Reid Wilkins, Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by our great partners at Play Alberta, your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today, playalberta.ca. What is your play of the day, Mr. Milne?
Play of the day is Ottawa to win by 2 or more goals. Stützle, Cousins, and Batherson all to have 1 or more points.
This is at Van.
So Van.
Late game. Is this the 8 o'clock game?
I thought it was 7. Let me see here.
No, it's got to be. Oh, it is 7.
Yeah.
It's a little earlier. Oh, can we get Calgary, Washington on, or is that on Prime?
Cal Wash?
Cal Wash. What's the Prime game today? I don't even know.
It's not Cal Wash.
But
it's Senators and Canucks.
Oh, so that's probably why it's a little earlier. Okay, so we can get Calgary, Washington on here. Watch for a little bit while we're hanging out.
Reid, I can do whatever you want. Like you ask, you say Jay, jump. I say how high.
I want a split screen.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi on half and Flames Washington on the other half.
Oh. Yeah, I can get it. just ask, baby. Give me the thing that makes the things happen.
Where's the
right behind your
portal?
Thing.
What do you call it? This thing?
That thing.
Oh, that.
That makes the...
What kind of connection is that? It's like a 15 pin, 12 pin?
I plug it into this thing, and then that thing turns on, and then we can watch this thing on that thing.
That's on. This is on. No, this isn't on.
That isn't on.
There we go. Now we can watch a little hockey while we're working. Hope you're having a great day. Oilers did not practice today. They will play the Avalanche tomorrow. It's in Denver, 8 o'clock game tomorrow, so it'll be 7 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That'll be hosted by our good buddy Tom Gazzola. I think we're going to have Connor McGahey on the show tomorrow, the play-by-play voice of the Colorado Avalanche, and what a voice. And Sean Bell will join us tomorrow as well, and who knows what other fun we shall have. Fired Up is presented by Gemco Fireplaces. This is the part of the show where I usually sit back and watch Jay. Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas, Washington up 1-0. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street.
Okay, so I mentioned we were down in Calgary at our Provincials. On the way down to Calgary, I saw a UFO. But
wait a minute.
When we were in Calgary...
What are you talking about? You can't just slip that in now at this point when you told me we'd talk about it now.
We'll get to it, Reid.
Well,
but there's more important items.
All right.
There's
something more important than a UFO.
Well, to me, there is.
Were you abducted?
Well, I felt like the young ladies that were playing in the provincial championship were at extreme risk of injury.
All right.
We played at this facility, and to be honest, it just pissed me off. These basketball facilities that they're building now are so tight and condensed that there was 2 courts side by side, okay? I like to run the score clock. Okay. For one, I just, I'm by myself. I got the best seat in the house. For two, it limits my ability to talk to the refs. Okay. And it limits Reid. It doesn't completely take care of that.
All right.
But you're doing the scorer's bench. You usually sit behind the bench. This facility was so tight that we had to sit beside the table, and I had to keep score looking over
and your
this.
back's to the wall.
And my toes are on the sideline.
And your back is against the wall.
My back
So there's basically no out of bounds.
There's zero out of bounds.
Or out of bounds.
Out
is
of
what I
bounds.
call it.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, Reid, the two courts that were there were side by side. The court beside us, the bench where the children sit, the bench,
Right.
the player's bench, was on the out of bounds line on our court. I saw 3 girls going for loose balls, chasing down a ball, wham, right into the back. And it's a metal bench with it's not like just a bench. It's got a back to it.
So they built these courts with
zero. This would be a great practice facility.
Right.
But if you're planning on hosting a provincial tournament and there's going to be parents and family that want to come watch these athletes play, and by the way, just a team playing on the other court has to sit on a bench. Maybe don't have a
with
back
their
on the
backs
bench.
to the right.
Maybe don't have a backrest on it that a kid can bang their head on. I saw 3 girls carried off the court because they ran into objects that were on the sideline.
Right.
It's unacceptable for an event like provincials, right? It'd be like going to play provincials in hockey and there's no glass.
And the other rink is right there.
Right. And the people that are doing the score are sitting on your bench.
And they're right.
Right. It's just not, it just doesn't make sense. So that really ticked me off. And combine that with, we had to drive home in the worst weather. So that stunk too.
Okay.
But I mentioned this earlier.
There's a UFO involved.
So we're driving down to Calgary. I don't know if you can all recall, but last Thursday I mentioned that right after the show, we are heading down to Calgary.
Yeah.
Because my one daughter played at 10:30 on Friday morning. Thank you very much, everybody. Nobody has jobs here. Hey, let's just plan a kids game at 10:30 on a Friday.
The kids could drive themselves.
They can drive themselves, those U13s. Let's just plan a game at 10:30. Who's got to work? Nobody. Just take your vacation days. Thanks for that. Driving down Thursday night. And we see this thing in the sky. And my wife and I are both like, are we seeing something? Is this what is this? So we look up, and Coob, you go ahead and roll the video. This is what we saw coming through the sky. Now, for those on the audio stream, this is a major, and to be quite honest, okay.
What is that?
Tensions are a little high around the world. And you're thinking, what the hell is in the sky? Right? What's going on? This is what we saw. Now, this isn't my personal video. I found this on Twitter, but we were probably by Olds. So we were far outside of Calgary. And this came over Calgary, apparently, as well, because I think this video is from somebody in Calgary, but we could see it clear as day out by Olds.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we saw a meteorite. This is cool. This is awesome. But it never burnt out. Like, look how long this thing keeps going. And yeah, Rod, I see your note, and that is what it turned out to be.
Oh, we know what it is?
Well, it's no longer unidentified.
Okay. It's an IAP, an identified aerial phenomenon.
Well, now it is. But
Okay,
at the time, it was a UFO to me. Okay? Or UAP. What?
Unidentified aerial phenomena, I think is what they call it now.
Well, it turns out it wasn't quite the phenomena that we all thought it would be. So the bright, slow-moving trail of light seen over Calgary was confirmed to be a defunct Starlink satellite. Likely Starlink 1723.
Really?
Which was re-entering Earth's atmosphere.
Oh, wow. Well, that's what they're telling us. You just believe that?
That's what they're saying,
That's
Reid.
what they're saying.
Well, what do you think it was?
I don't think it was that. I think it was something much more mysterious and perhaps sinister.
You think it was something extraterrestrial?
Like, for example, I want everybody to... I forgot the name of the thing now. Oh, yeah. I started watching a little YouTube channel that I like that does some interesting stuff. You may want to be extra aware of your surroundings on August 12th, 2026.
What's going to happen?
Project Anchor, which is supposed to be a day where Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds.
What?
That's a long time, if you think about it, to be untethered from your planet. Now, of course, everybody's denying the claim. Well, of course, they're going to deny the claim.
Yeah. Government, they don't,
trust no one.
Say the
That's
claims.
what Phelps
that's
Mulder
actually
taught
true.
me.
What would happen to, what would happen? We'd just start floating?
There'd be no gravity for 7 seconds.
That could cause a lot of issues.
That would not be good.
Now, so that means the cars that are driving on the street would just whoop.
I don't know how
and
high
then
they
crash
would go.
down to the ground.
And then they'd come down. I don't know if they'd come down quickly, but then gravity would kick. But it's 7 seconds.
Well, it doesn't mean we're lifted up. There's just zero gravity. So if you jumped really high,
so
if
if
you're
I'm
jumping
grounded,
right at
it's
that
not
moment,
going to just take me up.
Yeah, I guess if you held on to
sit
something.
here.
unless you're a 2-pound dog in the wind.
But I want to try it. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, Rufus is gone.
Look that up. What was
the
Google
date?
Project August 12th, 2026.
Coop, can you save that date? We're going to have a special show.
I'll put it in the calendar.
It's like a wedding.
We're going to have a zero gravity show.
Oh, we should do one where we pretend we're floating around.
Reid and I will just be hanging from the rafters.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, so it is but here's the thing. Okay, so this turned out to be a
Skylink satellite,
Starlink,
and Starlink, and
satellite.
Apparently Project Anchor and the gravity thing is a hoax. Jimmy says, how do you turn off gravity? It has something to do with two black holes colliding billions of miles away and some shockwave that they're sending out. JFNB says, Reid Wilkins, the Y Files is the bomb. That's what I was watching. And of course, Mech says, this is a gravity joke, Reid, and everyone's going to fall for it. Okay, Mex.
Okay.
All right.
My question is, where does this satellite, this Starlink, end up?
Yeah, exactly. Then there should be remnants. There should be wreckage on the ground.
Yeah, there's a glowing trail of space debris.
Where?
Or debris.
I guess it could all burn up.
But where's it go? There's got to be remnants somewhere, out by Medicine Hat.
Yeah.
Surely.
The Jablonski farm. Jablonski, what did you do with the Starlink satellite? You can text us 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. George Thorogood and the Destroyer is back at the venue on March 19th. Did anybody see DJ Pauly D? Send me the review.
Yes.
The Baddest Show on Earth Tour, March 19th. Tickets at rivercrewresort.com. Jed Roberts after the break.
Pair games live in the NHL from Washington. The Capitals leading 1-0 over the Flames. Hendrix Lapierre is third of the season. And out in Philadelphia, the Rangers up 1-0. Noah Laba, they're on the board for the Blue Shirts. Later on at 7, it's the Senators and Canucks facing off. No Jake Sanderson for Ottawa. He's sidelined week-to-week upper body injury. He sustained that one Saturday against Seattle. NFL news, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Chiefs are signing Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal worth $12 million. Plus, ESPN has reported multiple signings, including Malik Willis joining the Dolphins on a 3-year deal worth over $67 million. A handful of games dot today's NBA schedule right now. First quarter, 76ers up 12-7 over the Cavaliers. After that, it's a Grizzlies and Nets hitting the hardwood before the Nuggets tip off with the Thunder. The World Baseball Classic, bottom first. Venezuela and Nicaragua underway. Venezuela up 1-0. And Cuba and Puerto Rico just about to get underway with a delayed start. Jed Roberts up next. Here on the Reid Wilkins Show, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The
the oil stream.
That's a quote from LeBron on McDavid. If the Oilers flame out in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs this spring, I can't discount how McDavid will feel about that, about the team's ability to win, and about his place in it, claimed LeBron. The most likely scenario is waiting till the summer of 27 to revisit his future, but I can't dismiss what the disappointment of a first round elimination might
The Oil
change.
Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You know the saying, April showers bring May flowers, but really May brings you...
Mom, I'm home from university.
Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Affordable, convenient, and Canadian storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free, plus students save 10% on continued rental. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Edmonton. Be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new, tons of options, and the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Capitals just scored again. They're up 2-0 on the Flames about halfway through the first period. Tom Wilson getting his 24th goal of the season. We got that one on the old tube here in the EST Global HQ. Limerick from VR Montenegro. So we've been giving sort of inspirations for Limerick. So we said Calgary would be the inspiration today because Jay was there on the weekend for basketball. VR writes, Ode to Alberta's trash southern city. They're super soft. We're far more gritty. Water mains gone to hell. Lingering cabbage smell. They're depressed because the Flames are so... Okay. I almost said it. It rhymes with city and gritty. I think we know what it was. I hear this guy chuckling on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Jed Roberts checking in, regular contributor to our show. Jed, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just having fun listening to you guys just wax poetic about all things Calgary.
Yeah, we've had some fun ones today. VR tried to get me to say a naughty. I've said that word on the show a couple times, but I try not to say it. I don't want to get any bad habits.
Well, I didn't have my hearing aids on, so I didn't hear it. So
Jed can always do that. Jed can always like, oh, I didn't notice what you said. I didn't like.
Yeah, no.
Okay, secret here. I hope Jed told me once so Jed played pro football.
Yes.
Jed told me once that sometimes he would take a little extra hit on a player, and the ref would be like, Jed, the play was over. And Jed would be like, oh, I didn't hear anything. But he actually kind of knew the play was over. This is what I heard about Jed.
Jed?
Yeah, I got away with quite a few things from using that. And I remember I hit Brad Yamoka, who was a special teams guy in BC in Winnipeg. Hit him well after the whistle, and the referee was Bud Steen, I think it was. And Bud looked at me and he goes, "Did you hear the whistle?" I go, "No, I heard the whistle, but I didn't want to get the flag."
You just couldn't overdo it, right? Just had to pick your spots. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Good to see you. We want to talk Oilers and trade deadline stuff. Well, this is an Oilers-related topic, or it's actually kind of a team-related topic. You know, there's been some chatter. I think Stoff said something. Elliot Friedman put something in that there might be some little bit of conflict or arguing with Tristan Jarry and some of the teammates. I mean, you played pro sports, and you had the rosters in football are larger than anything else. When does conflict or guys challenging each other in the dressing room go from healthy to unhealthy? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I can give you a really good example of like when something like that happened and everybody on the outside thought it was going to be something that would cause the team to implode. The year 2000, the BC Lions started the season. I think they were in miserable shape at Labor Day, and I think everybody had counted them out of the playoffs. And then they went on to finish 8-10, and they absolutely hated each other in that dressing room. Like, there were factions. I mean, Jay can tell you, like, there's cliques all along. I mean, the O-line kind of sticks to themselves. You know, they go for those little carbo pack things the night before, and nobody can believe how much they can eat. And the defensive linemen are accusing them of holding all the time, and the defensive backs are, you know, real skittish and stuff. And, you know, the receivers are all divas, you know, the quarterbacks kind of, you know, they think they know everything. And, you know, everybody's got like opinions about different position groups. But that particular group, that particular year was incredible. Like they couldn't stand each other. There were fights every week. And, you know, I think even the coach got into it with a couple of players, and they went on to win the Grey Cup, you know, and it's, you never know. Like when we're outside looking in, you could look at something and you see a goalie yelling at his defenders in the middle of practice or whatever, and it doesn't look great. The optics aren't that good, and you know that's kind of when the coach has to step in and say, "Hey, man, you know, like we're gonna find you a bucket of chicken, and you know, don't let that happen again," type of thing. Next play, and that's what our fine was at the Eskimos, Elks, because nobody could afford to do anything with the money that we were making, so we would just buy Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Actually, that was the fine. You had to buy chicken for the guy you fought with, or for your positions?
For the whole team, chicken for the team. So, and it was always Kentucky Fried Chicken. I actually to this day can't eat it anymore because I had so much Kentucky Fried Chicken during my career that I was Kentucky Fried Chickened out. So
that's amazing.
Can't eat it anymore. Yeah, that and donuts. So yeah, Tim Hortons and yeah.
So,
anyway,
so you don't really when you hear these teammates, you don't react to that at all. Teammates fighting, yell at each other. You're just like, whatever. Welcome to the jungle.
You know what? Actually, I would be worried if they didn't show that passion, if they didn't have that. You know, that just shows they care, right? And Jari's a guy that's been around. He's played in the playoffs, and you know, he's done a lot of great things in his career, and he's got a lot of pride. And you know, he's probably feeling it more than anybody else in the city, right? So he's got to figure out his game, you know, and I think him sitting down was a great move last night. I really like the fact that they brought Ingram in. And, you know, that brings Ingram, it puts him in a spot. Like, nobody's really talking about that. Like, it's his job to lose, right? Kind of now, you know. I mean, I know Jari's a big money guy, but Ingram played really well positionally. Like, he didn't give up any big fat rebounds. And I think that having Connor Murphy there doesn't hurt. You know, I really like the way he played last night. I like the fact that 4 lines were running. You know, I think it's not all Jari's fault. I think the new guys have to kind of figure out how they fit into the system here. And I like what I see so far. I think right now, looking at our 4 centers, we're probably better at that position than we've been in a really long time. I really like the way we look defensively anyway. I don't know what that third line's going to do. Offensively, I don't really think they're looking for anything offensive from them anyway. But I like our size. I like the way that we match up. We matched up really well against a really physical Vegas team last night. It was fun to watch. Guys were, you know, everybody contributed. When Frederick scores a goal, you know you're doing something good. You know, he's a guy that we've been kind of waiting to see something like that from. And, you know, when you got guys like him throwing their weight around, and it just becomes fun to watch and fun to play, I guess, for the guys in there. But I wouldn't read too much into it. I think that it's a good thing that there's tension. There's passion, and those guys care, and they got to string some wins together here, man, because it's getting pretty tight. You know, they're right on that bubble, and I think they want to get on a heater here so they can remove all doubt and hit the playoffs in stride.
Yeah, I'm with you on Ingram. Jay and I have talked about that we kind of both think you kind of got to ride with him, maybe even 70% 75% of the games the rest of the way, and unless Jari really turns it around. I'll put it this way, Jed. I like the trades because I think Murphy, Dickinson, and Dach all address a need. And they all know what their roles are. They're not coming in thinking like, oh, now I'm on McDavid's team. I'm Junior McDavid. Like, they all know. I just still wonder if it's going to be enough. If the rest of the players can alter their defensive attitude. And quite frankly, Jed, I think we're still going to find out a lot over the next 2 games. And I made a bit of a dark prediction earlier. I know you're going to hate me for being pessimistic. I think one of these next 2 games might be a tough night. It seems like you like the new guys as well, Jed. I just wonder if it's enough to really turn the whole attitude of the team.
I think that it really comes down to like what it always comes down to. It seems like this time of the year is goaltending. I think that if the guy between the pipes is on top of his game, I think this team can beat anybody in the league. And that's the way it's always been with this group. But are the defensive adjustments or is the defensive mindset of the new guys enough to kind of put these guys back over the edge? I agree with you. I think in the next 2 games we're going to see. I got to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting that last night from them to play like that in Vegas because Vegas is a tough place to win, and I thought they came out very committed and very focused and very disciplined. They were real patient and they let the game come to them a little bit. Everybody knows the Oilers can score. It's just a matter of like figuring it out on defense. And I thought they made a lot of strides last night toward that end. But I mean, that can be undone very quickly against the Avalanche team that is so deep. I think we talked about the 4 centers that the Oilers have. Well, the 4 centers the Avalanche have are unbelievable. You got Drury on the 4th line,
right?
Brock Nelson, and they just picked up Kadri to ride shotgun with McKinnon. I mean, it's ridiculous how much talent is on that team. So we're going to find out tomorrow. I agree with you, though. It could get ugly in a hurry if they're not careful.
Jed, I wanted to kind of switch subjects here and talk to you about a divisional rival in the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs, who re-signed Travis Kelce. They got Kenneth Walker from the Super Bowl champ Seattle Seahawks, and Eric Bieniemy, their offensive coordinator, when they were in their glory years, is back in the fold again as well. Do you think that they can spark that fire again, or do you think age is going to have to start catching up at some point here with their star players?
Oh yeah, I think they can. I mean, if you've got a running back like the guy they just picked up today, like absolutely, if you're running the ball, that opens up everything else. And Mahomes is he's still in the prime of his career. That's Kelsey's a little long in the tooth, but the leadership that he provides is invaluable and immeasurable. And, I think that's a tough division, right? Like, and I was kind of hoping the Broncos might pick him up, but the Broncos re-signed their guy. They're running back there, Dobbins, and then they re-signed Alex Singleton, which is pretty good for linebacker there. He was going to be a free agent. They let Greenlaw go, which is a little bit surprising to me, but Greenlaw is kind of a liability physically, like he gets hurt a lot, but I would look for the 49ers to maybe look at bringing him back in. They really like him out there, but that's a tough division, and I actually think that if I'm a Chiefs GM, I'm sitting pretty right now, thinking I'm pretty happy about some of the moves I made. But there's still a couple pieces I think for them. They got to figure out what they're going to do on defense there. And I think the Broncos need a WR1. They need to go pick somebody up that can, I was hoping they might take a run at Justin Jefferson or somebody like that. But the offseason is still young. We'll see what happens, I guess. The Super Bowls aren't won in the offseason, that's for sure. But it sure doesn't help when you can get talent like the Chiefs got today.
Well, speaking of WR1, just to interject here, Hernan was telling me he's a 49ers supporter, and it's believed that Mike Evans will sign in San Francisco. Yeah. That would be a game changer because that team, if they have a healthy George Kittle and they bring in what I think has been lacking in San Francisco is a true WR1. I mean, Ayuk has kind of fizzled out. And it hasn't worked out the way that they would have liked. Mike Evans in San Francisco would be a game changer, no?
Yeah, Ayuk, I guess they were really angry with the way he approached his rehab from his injury there, and that kind of soured that relationship. But Mike Evans is a consummate pro, man. I mean, how many 1,000-yard seasons did he put together, like 9 straight or something like that. And the guy is Mr. Consistent, and I don't really think he wants to stick around in Tampa Bay with Bowles. I don't know what that relationship kind of seems to have soured. So, that's the rumor anyway, that he's going to San Francisco, and that's another team, right? Like that, they're just a couple pieces away. And I agree with you, Reid. If Kittle had been healthy, I think we're probably looking at San Francisco, because that rivalry between San Francisco and Seattle is fierce, and it's just like in the AFC West with the Broncos and the Chiefs, and the Seahawks and the 49ers just can't stand each other. It's like spy versus spy, right? Like they're always too busy killing each other, right? So that's exciting. I like that move for San Francisco. It makes them instant contenders again.
11 consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons, by the way.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah,
that's incredible stuff. All right, Jed, you're incredible. We love having you on the show. Always enjoy your perspective and your storytelling. And remember, no hitting after the whistle, okay?
I didn't hear anything, man.
Yeah.
It's all good.
There we go. See you soon, buddy. Jed Roberts checking in, one of our regular contributors here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We love talking to him. Knows his stuff, talks a lot of football. He's all over the orders in the NHL, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like
he's just a great guy to talk to.
Yeah, he's always got a good perspective on like how the team's looking and where the players are fitting and all that kind of fun stuff. We got Washington and Calgary on the TV here. 2:20 left in the first period. Capitals up 2-0. 3-0. They just scored, as I was saying the score. So this does not appear to be a great night for the Flames. We got a limerick here from Jeff in YYZ. That's YYZ. Is that Calgary or
Toronto.
Saskatoon? That's Toronto?
Yeah, let me check.
Yeah, YVR's Vancouver.
YVR's Vancouver.
Toronto Pearson International.
Oh, is Calgary YYC?
Maybe.
Yes. We're YEG. What's Saskatoon? TUO? TON? No. Driving Deerfoot, Glenmore, and Shaganappi, Calgary sports fans quite often are yappy. Cheering for Flames or Stamps, I'd much rather have cramps. Mac T knows that Harvey's red tongue is quite flappy.
That's really good.
That's pretty good. We've got some really good stuff coming in today.
We got another one.
Okay.
This is from...
We have I think a Teef sent one at some point too.
I told him to email it to me. I haven't seen it come in.
Come in yet? Okay.
Email it to Teef. This comes in from Library Pat. Murphy, Dickinson, Dach. The Oilers are on the clock. The deadline is done. One game has been won. The Pacific is no cakewalk.
All right. Pretty good. No Calgary reference. He went back to Thursdays where we were doing a nursery rhyme. What did we do on Friday, Coop, when Jay wasn't here?
One of the players, name of a player who was traded.
Oh, any player in the league, right? I think. All right. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. That's how you text us. They have the Unified MMA event coming up on Friday, March 27th. Go to Ticketmaster to get your tickets. An epic Unified MMA fight. Canada's top mixed martial arts promotion comes back to the River Cree Resort and Casino.
I think we're going to have one of the people fighting in that on our show.
Oh, are we getting someone on the show? Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, no, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we don't have to decide right now.
We don't have to decide right now.
It's not going to happen today. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube and you have not subscribed to Edmonton Sports Talk, please do so. And click the thumbs up button. We are over 100. Let's see. We're at 113. Let's try to get to 130 in the final 12 minutes of the show. So if you've not already clicked the thumbs up button, please do so. And then click the share button. And send the show link off to somebody else and encourage them to check it out. We're going to have words of the day. So you can even send this to the non-sports fan in your life. I really encourage that. I'll try to spell some words correctly. Koob, what did I do? I had like a weird score on like 1.37 or something out of 4.
Yeah, 2.8.
Because I got a partial. He gave me a really tough word and I almost spelt it right. So he gave me a partial, like not a half.
Okay.
Like
lackadaisical thinking or something, was it? What? Like it was not onomatopoeia. It was
no,
I don't
remember what it was now. But anyway, it's fine. All right, we better take a timeout. Coop's got a sports update, and then we'll do words of the day.
Unfollow Skepsis.
Two games are live right now in the NHL, each with a 2-0 score nearing the end of 20 minutes. Rangers leading the Flyers while the Flames are down against the Capitals. And later at 7, the Senators and Canucks face off. No Jake Sanderson for Ottawa. He's sidelined week-to-week upper body injury he sustained Saturday against Seattle. NFL news, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Chiefs are signing Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal worth $12 million. Plus, ESPN, they've reported multiple signings, including Malik Willis joining the Dolphins on a 3-year deal worth $67 million. And staying with ESPN sources, Seahawks are reportedly bringing back Rashid Shaheed on a 3-year, $51 million deal. A handful of games in the NBA right now. Philly is down 27-22 against the 76ers early in the second. And just getting underway, the Grizzlies up 10-8 over the Nets. Two games in MLB spring training. Marlins down 5-0 against the Mets, bottom 5th, while the Yankees hold a 3-1 advantage over the Pirates, top of the 5th inning. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back following the commercial break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Joey Erden from the Bleacher Report. Ryan McLeod for Matt Savoy. I think both teams won, where both GMs are proud of the work they did.
I think the key with Savoy was that I think Buffalo fans were really quick to jump on Edmonton losing the trade because he didn't jump right to the NHL. It was a move that was made based on Buffalo having a lot of prospect depth and Buffalo having a very specific need.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Dive into the wing flavor of the month at the Canadian Brewhouse. How about this, Jay? Did you hear about the wing flavor of the month at the Canadian Brewhouse?
Maybe.
Okay, what do you think it is off the top of your head?
Ooh.
What would you make?
Tuscan.
Close. Well, I don't know if that's close or not. It's a type of cheese.
Cheese whiz.
Try again. These are specially grown chickens with these types of wings.
Oh, Monterey Jack.
Creamy white cheddar.
Creamy white cheddar.
Close. They're still working on the Monterey Jack.
Oh, yeah, they're white cheddar chickens.
Right. Rich, cheesy, and smooth like your favorite white cheddar popcorn, but on a saucy wing. Try them before they're gone because they only could grow a certain number of chickens.
I wonder if what they pass through is edible. If they're cheese. I mean.
This is Jay eating one of those wings. Just like, hey, where are those creamy white cheddar chickens?
Buck, 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 buck.
I think I hear them coming now. All right. Yes, if you're new to the show, yes, it's like this every day. Words of the day presented by Edmonton Public Library, EPL.ca. Oh, I got a Reacher book out of my Libby app. I got to get reading. EPL stands up for your right to explore every topic, every belief, and every opinion without censorship. Learn more about how EPL protects your freedom to read at intellectualfreedom.ca.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, first word of the day, libertine. Libertine.
Libertine. I feel pretty confident about the spelling.
As you should.
I'm not. I got to think about the definition. Libertine. 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 Now, I do think it has to do with liberty and freedom. I'm not sure exactly what this means, though. Is this a young person who fights for freedom?
No.
Okay, I'll take a sentence.
The legend of Don Juan depicts him as a playboy and libertine.
Someone who's sort of a free living person, lives by his own rules, doesn't conform.
I'll give you that. We'll have to discuss. A libertine. I'm going to sneeze.
Uh-oh. There you go.
A libertine is in broad terms a person who is unrestrained by convention or morality. More narrowly, the word describes someone who leads an immoral life.
Oh, I don't think maybe I could get 0.2.
0.25. We'll give you 0.25.
Yeah, because I was
1.25 out of 2.
I was in sort of the neighborhood of being like uninhibited and doing the own thing, but I didn't have the morality side to it.
Not bad. 1.5 out of 2. Second word of the day, crepuscular.
Holy crap.
Crepuscular. Crepuscular.
Crepuscular.
Reid Wilkins, whoa.
Well, I'm just going to go with the obvious spelling in my mind, though it could be wrong. Crepuscular.
Dun, da, da, da.
Crepuscular. I got it. Now, what the heck does this mean? I'm trying to break it down. I don't know what a crepus is, if that's even part of the word. I doubt it has to do with crepes. Well, maybe it does. I will say, what is a crepe? Well, crepe is like a folded up rolled thing.
Crepe is a French pancake.
Yeah. But isn't it rolled up with filling?
You can have it with filling.
Yeah.
I make a lovely crepe.
I will say this.
It has nothing to do with crepes.
Okay.
Sorry.
I better take a sentence then.
As evening came on, fireflies began to appear in the crepuscular gloaming.
So it's kind of like, it's when it's starting to get dark. It's the time of day when it's just night is falling.
And what happens?
The sun goes down.
No, but who
nocturnal creatures come out. It's the time of day nocturnal creatures come out?
Not really. It's used in zoological contexts to describe creatures that are active during twilight.
Oh, twilight.
Or the activities of such creatures.
Yeah, I don't know if I get anything for that one, buddy.
So Coob probably becomes quite crepuscular. Well, no.
No.
How do we use crepuscular to describe Coob eating at 8 o'clock?
Well, but it depends on when twilight is.
That's about there, and soon to be.
I don't think I get any points for that.
Maybe
0.01.
No, I'll give you 0.1.
Jason Dickinson, 0.16.
I'll give you 0.15. So that brings you to carry the one 2.4 out of 4.
Not bad. Not bad. I'll take it.
Not bad to start the work week.
Tomorrow we'll preview the Oilers and the Avalanche. We'll see what other fun we can get into. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Enjoy your evening.